There we go. As I was saying, what's up, my party people? Welcome in here as we have CC taking on Pit Wrath, the old school versus the new challengers. Which team will be able to stick it up? We got CC, a little bit of a crumple zone as of late, and then we got Pit Wrath, who has been flying in, looking stellar in all of their gameplay. But tonight, the most important thing of the night will be this map pool. Coming in, we got Bank, Border, and Lair all on the setup. Now, Bank is a map that you will actually tend to see play into the roam favor that CC brings with Abolish out there kicking around. You do have the hard supports of Vizsla, Crypto, Lock its Sight down. Bank should swing their way, but Pit Wrath is that X factor. They are the unknown dogs coming in here. Amazing style of play from them, so expect some high things. This is playoffs, and here is our bracket. We're not getting through it all tonight. All the Wild Boys, those are different teams. It's 907. We got Void for the 00. Wild Boys, Pit Wrath. This is quarterfinals 3. Number 1. Oh, man. It's just, there's a lot of teams in here, all right? A lot of good ones. This is playoffs, people. This is where it all matters. It is coming down to the line. The grand old classic of play that we see from CC. From the normal Signature Excel League. There is absolutely nothing better. Let me just go through. See, looks like we have a Kino who may be subbing in tonight. Not sure who we're missing from the CC stack, as nobody is quite in lobby yet. And we're just waiting on everyone else to load themselves up, load themselves in. Moo, do you know when the game is for X8? No idea, bro. But while we wait to see who the sub out for CC is going to be, we're going to talk about the roster from Pit Wrath. This is who they expect to be playing tonight. Is going to be Easton, Lil Sack, Vexy, Scarfs, and Dalton Games. Now again, this is the absolute stellar unit that comes forward. These guys, have put together a great setup, a great group of people who have been underdogs, or at least the underdog story is in the fact of they're not the big names. They're not the well-known players. These guys came in from very little and have just been absolutely gunning it up ever since. From this side over here of CC, though, of course, we got Mr. Sticky Quickie. Abolish is the primary frag. Vizsla backing him up. And then maybe Aquino is in for Sincere tonight. I'm not quite sure, but we got Omizi as well. Between Omizi, aka Crypto, and Vizsla, the support game is on lock. They may be supports, but they gun it out too as needed. Let me know when to post link. Already live. Just waiting on everybody to get in. Yeah, these two teams, I'm excited for this. This ain't gonna be no grand major finals like we just witnessed between M80 there and Falcons, but I do expect some at least high level plays to maybe match up and not quite hold the whole candle to them. Back to me though, just so we have a minute to sit here, BS, chat, try and get everybody in lobby so we can get this game underway. Coming up here through the season, number 1, we had Vizsla and Co. from CC. They were the first overall seed, and I believe it was the Mike Myers division, but I can go double check. Do that right now. Standings for D1. Yes, it was Mike Myers division. The whole season this year was based off of Halloween, scary, spooky, the big bads of all around. CC held it down at 5-2 for first overall, 46-32 round differential, meaning they put up some, heck of a fight through a lot of these rounds. Right below them, though, was Pit Wrath at 4-3, going 35-28. They actually lost less rounds than what CC did. They just weren't able to scrape together the wins, not put up the numbers that were needed to actually pull themselves through. It looks like CC may have had a couple more OT matches. We're just trying to get everybody in the lobby, though. We got Oblivious in now. So we should be rolling soon. What's up, Crazy? How you doing? Hey, Mr. Gambino. What are you doing here, eh? This ain't the garage. You don't have to be down here, Mr. Gambino. Who'd we lose? We have Scarfs coming in. It looks like we may have had Omizi disconnect, yeah. But back to these map pulls. Border, it'll be map 2. Now, it used to be heavily defender-sided. There was a lot of long angles, a lot of pinches. 1,001 ways to play this map and play it correctly. Now, with the loss of ACOGs, the change of play style, the fact that this game leans heavier than ever into the attacking side, I don't know. I think this one's going to be a toss-up map between the two. Whoever picked this map, though, was definitely thinking, hey, we know we can win these attacks. Let's play some good defense for it. And there is a ton of different setup that you can see for Border. However, this current competition, I think we're going to see more of these standardized ranked setups with some just very overall good gunning. Over into Lair, this is where I get lost. Lair is a map that I just tend to not study, tend to not know. However, from the competitive pool, we've heard a lot of amazing things from it. How it's one of the best maps around, how you can't beat it, how there ain't nothing better. And while I will come to some agreement with you here, it is a very solid map. I just gotta say, to me, it plays more into the new style of Siege and less into the old. You know, Lair, it's more of a, how do I word this? Not a map I enjoy. Too many close quarters, too many weird angles. But give me bank all day, baby, and that's where we're starting out. Maybe we'll see a 2-0, but I got a feeling we're going to see a 2-1 end of the night. We go send my stream link out that way. We can actually get some people in here, right? To the windows, to the walls, to the walls. My balls in all these bitches. Alright, last one we're waiting on now will be Mr. Crypto. He was in lobby. He may be having some game issues. He keeps connecting, disconnecting, back and forth in and out of the game. Hopefully he's able to get in here and we can get this thing rolling, because I know you guys are just chomping at the bit, getting a little impatient for some good Siege. I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. After watching that major, I'd be kind of excited too to see some good gameplay. That's what I'd be the most worried about, honestly. We know CC tends to deliver. They under-promise, over-deliver every single time. They're a team that's just, they're golden in the hearts. This sadly may be one of the last few that we see them as a 5-stack, but while it's going, we're hoping they ride it till the wheels fall off. This is their season to take SXL home. I believe in them. Y'all need to as well. PITT Wrath, on the other hand, I mean, who doesn't love the new school? As I say the new school, I'm sitting here looking at Z Dalton Games going, man, I remember him from when I was a player. They have that old school mentality. Some of these players, we've seen them around the competition for quite a while. But this new stack, this org bringing them in, it is all fresh. We're going to see, hopefully, some solid rounds out of them to make SXL playoffs in one of your earlier seasons as a team. That is a statement piece. That is a mantle to hold. Even if you don't win it, you still qualified. You still made it. SXL is one of the peaks of the competitive community, and it is very, very hard to beat. Who are we waiting on? Still just waiting on Crypto. He'll get in here when he gets here. We're already a little bit past the start timer, but it is what it is. He is loading in. Let's let the teams know that we are ready to go. Thanks, Zenokia Live, for the follow. We're up to 680. Guys, I just want to let you know, we have surpassed my yearly goal. Like, my yearly goal was only like 600. I'm like, I hit that. I was like, I'm going to do 650. Next thing I know, I'm over here at 680 going, well, maybe 700, you know? Nah, that's not the year goal. The year goal's hit, chat. We're just here to vibe out and have some fun. We are getting ready to rock into bank, and away we go. join me back here in the ban phase, just as we see... Oh, there we go. Had to wait for the source to come alive. PITT and Habana go. Now, if things play normal, things play right, expect to see... Never mind, the Monty getting pulled. I thought for sure it was going to be Ace. That leaves some of that main wall now vulnerable if they include to play the upstairs. There we go. Update that. Now, you're into issues here. Upstairs is such an easy take if you can get that wall opened up. Starting out for the defense, though, we're going to have this 30-year load time because Siege right now is not in the healthiest of state server-wise. But it don't matter. We're balling anyway. With this upstairs defense, with that, you know, kind of top spiral wall being able to be left open, kind of leaves you in a bad position for defending. You know, you could still try and lock down, you can still try and hold out. Oh, hey, sup, Stretchy? Ah. And with that top spiral going, it sucks. I'm happy to see Stretch in chat. How you doing, Stretch? How's things been besides, you know, the loss of the pride and joy? That one, I think I may be more upset about that one, Stretch, than you are. And that's kind of sad because it was your car. For those of you who do not know, there was an incident with a member of the community's car the other day. Catastrophic loss. It's a sad one to see. She was a real beauty, an old Mustang. Hurts my heart just a little bit. But I'd love to talk more about it, Stretchy, but I got to get into this game a little bit. Lock it and bring it around. The CC attack starting now. Looks like they may try and push that stock side first. We got a Measy playing as that Flores. Mr. Crypto, what is your intentions here? Doesn't matter all that much as we flip to Aquino, who is downstairs chilling through printer room, trying to take a open area, wide open, cracked in for him. But Easton is now playing those kind of marble stairs setup. It's all going to come down to what he decides to pull out of this. This defense so far from PITT Wrath is pretty fire. I got to flip the overlay just a little bit. Since the teams are not on the right side, just swap and update. There we go. That way nobody gets confused. Long angle held by Little Sack to find Crypto as the opening pick will be the Flores going down. We heard him use a couple drones so far. Didn't actually do too much with them. Vizsla out on this rappel here. The man, the myth, the legend he is. The leader is CC. He's got to stay up to keep calling these shots. Get this team into position to start taking through. Abolish the backstab. The late play. Known as the baiter every once in a while. Start swinging himself around and through. Shots coming in from Easton. Lil Sack managing to find that pick onto Vizsla. We see CC in a bad spot. Down by 2 bodies. Aquino making the rotate over to help his teammate out. Lil Sack finds yet another one up to a 3K. The DMR just ringing out. I swear to God, if we see him pull any more here, I might get a little bit confused. But Aquino able to lay one out. Abolish finding his frag. The 2 guns are now up and running. Let's see what they can manage to pull here from CC. At least they opened up a couple kills. Didn't give a flawless round out to this defense to start. And in those 2 picks, they even that live count up. Just helping themselves to what they can. But Dalton is there to shut one down. And he is getting hyper aggressive now, trying to hit the run out here. We got Easton moving up. Swinging onto Aquino, swinging hard. Deagle out for the kill. And there's PITT Wrath pulling the first round. In a game which I believe a lot of people were more leaning heavy on the CC setup. I can go check the polling, but I'm not sure. Give me 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. D1 polls. The community is actually almost split perfectly down the middle in a 15-13 vote. CC is currently leading it a little bit. However, there's still a lot of love onto that favor of PITT Wrath. I'm excited for this. I know PITT Wrath has been bringing some of that fresh blood and energy. They're a new school team. Love to see, you know, I want to consider them almost like an expansion team, not from the usual. These guys are new, all fresh, hunting for a good win. And I mean, even if they don't make it to grand finals or even win grand finals, if they manage to take CC out of first round of playoffs, they will have beaten probably one of the best competitive teams around right now. I mean, yeah, CC does struggle here and there. They are in a rough patch, but I will never use that to take away from what PITT Wrath could manage to pull out here, depending how they play the rest of these games out. That round one, though, started out pretty fire from them, locking that site down almost perfectly, staying bodies up for a lot of that. I mean, sure, we've seen Easton get a little bit aggressive. Sure, we've seen Dalton get aggressive. It was down to a 1v3. Even if both of them threw their lives, there was still the opportunity for their teammate to close it out. I think we put a lot of that onto Little Sack there. He was the win con of round one, pulling a 3K early on to set things up. Now with the attack of CC coming through, Abolish once again spearheading his way into the building, taking that open area, and they're going to start making the play for hatches now. Quickie going to be denying any sort of roam game. Little do they know there isn't anybody upstairs. Vizsla, the man of the hour, though, playing as a Fuse. That's there's no hostage on board. I don't really understand that Fuse play, but we'll never hate it as Easton rips a ton of damage down that hatch. Man, the bullets flew, everything went, and there went Easton running away, tail tucked, about 50 HP. It's a battle of who can find the pixel first, who's going to get a first pick for their team, kick things off in their favor. But what I'm interested in to see how Vizsla manages this Fuse. I mean, it looks like right now he's going to be using it as a utility burn, get rid of all of these Goyos, open things up for an easy take into sight. And that will be the Goyo's pop. Sight is now easy and free in about 30 seconds. With a shield still on back, he's prepping himself a walk-in. Scarf's getting swung on just a little bit, but no damage landing. And will we see a flank round from the Valkyrie? Looks like she's prepping it as she starts heading her way now up the marble stairs, making her move forward. With everybody focusing so heavy on the vert, nobody's paying attention up above. Scarf's going down now to Aquino. And Aquino, shotgun not loaded, still hiding in a corner, yelling for help, and Easton will go down. Vizsla getting the plant. Everything's kicking off all around him now. Dalton having to tuck for safety. We see Lil Sack go down to Aquino. Vexy trying to retake himself up marble stairs. They now have that flank route locked down tight. And Vexy has got to find himself a swing around here through garage to maybe open up a pick. Dalton and him have got to work perfectly in sync together. And now with Dalton left at under 1 HP, Sticky Quickie hitting the heady. Dalton is pretty much screwed, but he hits a shotgun to the chest of Abolish. Swinging out, no HP left on him. He still has this shotgun. It's going to land him. Another one as Quickie will go down, but the swing through gold's going to find him. That's Aquino. I mean, it was a valiant effort. Just not enough to pick that round up. Man, that Warden shotgun, it hits like a truck. I mean, everybody loves that old Mossberg. But there was CC pulling themselves up. Let me take this hat off. A round there with some beautiful execution. Good way to play off of one another. Moving themselves forward. Taking all that map control. Gosh, you just love to see it. It's some good Siege. What's up, Jaden? Look at my Pit boys. Yep. I know, Pickles. I know. Fuse for the Goyos, silly. Yeah, found that out. And with them now bringing that downstairs setup yet again. This time, no Goyo on board. Realizing Vizsla's going to stick himself to that Fuse, they give up the idea. However, if the drone work from CC is good, you may be able to put another gun on your player, or at least get him to maybe a Blackbeard for a better shield. You see there's no more Fuse. That opens up your playbook, or no more Goyo. That opens the playbook up. You really have to stick the Fuse. I mean, he didn't use it for the vertical control at all. And now Easton setting his cameras up, just hiding them a little bit. That's cheeky. That is really cheeky. I like it. And Maestro, the main man everybody loves. We don't see him quite enough. Is this Dalton setting himself up a roam? Is the old head Z Dalton Games gonna be a primary frag for this playoff game? There is a possibility. Him upstairs, playing as the Oryx, has as much advantage as everybody else to get himself around this map. As the drones come in, we got Lil Sack still just holding on tight with that DMR. He is droned out. Rounds are ripping through. Vexy eating a little bit of damage. Little sack letting the DMR ring out. Not finding anybody. Dropping off. Giving over open area. And now everybody on this defense is tucking themselves back in. Except for Dalton, who is still up in elevators. And Little Sack, who is just staying on this open area side. Gunned down by Aquino, though. A first pick in the favor of CC. Aquino currently looking like a win con for his team. Z Dalton being droned out. Dropping Ellie Hatch. Getting out of there. 5v4 now. They have the vertical control over site. Expect maybe a couple of these fuses to start ringing out and being aggressive. Because, again, you don't actually have to save them. And C4 up to lay some damage, but no kills. That was a dice roll and a half. I thought for sure it was actually going to land and kill him. But here comes Vizsla now. Once again, on the fuse, going to be trying to rip open this wall. Just, you know, all he does is pings it open. Throws some damage through. Aquino will go down, though, to Easton. Good pick there through the vertical up in the floor. And Dalton trying to take this vertical game back. Sprints upstairs. Honestly, if I'm in that position, my main play, go retake second floor, and we see him doing just that now. Sure, you got a Ballish who is probing himself down through sight, but you just have to rely on the safety and smartness and game smarts of your teammates. Scarves and Vexy are just holding it down still. Vexy very, very concerned about that hatch play. Scarves losing one of his Maestro cams, which opens up the ability for Vizsla to come in, hit the turtle plant. It gets started. Swing coming in. We see Dalton finding Sticky Quickie. Vizsla going down to Dalton as well. That pick from behind. There was nothing except to try and cover their backs. Now Abolish going for the swing. Eats a ton of damage. Gets a single one tap out there onto him. I mean, it wasn't quite a one tap. There's a lot of damage or rounds being traded, but there was just the one bullet to kill him. And Omizi now has that back part of sight, making the plays forward. He is in. We got Maestro trying to swing for the kill onto him. Crypto now having to tuck and hide. Vexy laying damage out onto Crypto. They're holding crossers to one another. Scar's finding Abolish. Here comes Vexy for Crypto, laying damage but not able to find him. Crypto now in a bad spot with 10 seconds left. The team has got to be screaming, don't swing it, as the gun slides mag out. There's a swing from Vexy to give PITT Wrath their basement round. I miss you too, Mr. Pickles. Jaden? Well, how do I word this? Because I'm a caster, I was rooting for Falcons. I wanted M80 to win, but the only way to get M80 to win is to root for Falcons. That's how it works. There's a thing called a caster's curse. I wish I could explain how it works, why it works, what it works with. But usually whoever we want to win will lose. As this ban phase comes out now, we do see the Grim and the... okay. A Rooney. I don't understand that one. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Falcons. Jaden, you know M80 already won, right? Like, we just watched M80 win that. Alright, I'm not gonna continue on. Either way, coming in here now for the upstairs defense. We still have yet to see a castle come out from these guys. I'm really, really surprised by that. Castle tends to be one of the multiple winning operators for this upstairs. I'm sure he has a high pick rate. I'm sure we've seen that time and time again. But finally, there's the castle on board. This is an old setup. I mean, it's an oldie but a goodie. It's not even that old. It's, I believe, right around the Atlanta Major time is when we started seeing this, about a year ago. God, maybe 2 years ago now? Oh, God, how long ago was that? I'm old. But it's a good setup. Meant to kind of deny, give you somewhere to play. You have body cover, and you have the aggression head holes out there to top square to hold against. For this attacking team, we got Vizsla now bringing himself out on the Zofia. That means window plays, window plays, window plays. Something CC has been playing very, very hard into. Aquino already starting his aggressive push into open area, setting up his lockdowns for the flanks. What he needs to worry about, though, is Easton, who is currently chilling in elevators. All on his lonesome. Doesn't have to worry all that much. Aquino, though, in staff, on his drone, not paying that much attention. Abolish, who's on rappel, could fall victim here to Easton, who takes down into lobby, now lone office. He's just chilling all around. Has a lot of safety around him, and they didn't drone him out. No intel, no comms. Little Sack finding a kill. That TCSG just singing, ringing, letting her roar. And there goes a pick of Vexy backing off, getting to safety just in time. It's a good play. PITT Wrath has honestly, I don't want to say surprised me, but they're playing this way better than what a lot of the community was thinking this game would play out like. I'm not rooting for either team. I'm just, expressing my opinion on that. They're honestly shocking the crap out of me. But Omizi finding one, finding two as Little Sack will go down. And then Omizi just wanting to keep re-swinging here as Abolish runs up, finding one pick. Now we have Easton, who has this hallway. Dalton up in Trump. These two stacked on the same side of the map as one another makes this a lot harder for them to continue up and go forward. Dalton, though, finding one onto Omizi. Aquino getting Dalton. However, damage coming out here from Easton. And he walks straight into Abolish as we see CC pick up that second map. We see CC. CC. Oh, nope, there's too many tongue twisters there. I'm not doing it. God Emperor Fabian does it again. Yes, he did. Ugh. And now for this one, another upstairs hold attempt coming. Castle on board from Lil Sack. Dude, I just love this hold. It's been one, I mean, I was a solidified castle player for a long time, so this has just been something. Your utility makes sense and it matters there. And let's pay attention now. The Little Sack setup is always good. Yeah, we'll do a highlight on Little Sack in this castle setup. How does he want these extensions? I mean, to me, so far everything's pretty good. You want the castle set to play around. Usually you'll see both these windows, or even at least the rightmost one, at least from Little Sack's perspective, will be getting a barricade in it. That way you can't be swung off of windows. And then, yeah, these back two here deny the far external wall play on you. But he seems maybe like he's playing stingy with these barricades, not quite setting them up everywhere. Ah, the big door, okay. That makes some sense. And then the extension out through Trump. Alright, I get the plays. I like the plays. Little things like this, it's something that, even though it's a solidified, hardened strat, something that you've seen ran time and time again, the setup has always been there. You will see little nuances like that that'll change them around entirely. Easton looks like he may be prepping himself a run out here. Sticky Quickie already getting in there. Pretty quickie, if you ask so myself. And he's got that bottom blue control. Now, Easton, with his run out prepped here, could find himself a free and easy pick. But so far, nobody's playing those windows. Here comes Quickie running up blue stairs. The drone coming out from Vizsla to find him over there. And instantly into the swing. Vizsla feeling very aggressive, obviously. Aquino taking down now through Printer. They knew that roam game on that last round kind of screwed them up a little bit. Dalton Games now. We're going to flip down to him. We see him coming through CCTV over into server room. He's straight up now behind Quickie. And if he manages to hit this flank the whole way up around with nobody there to shut him out, this could get deadly. Aquino not even droning into the right spot. We see Vizsla go down to Little Sack. CC falling apart already onto their attack here. And with Dalton now set up for this top blue hold, things could go in his favor. But Little Sack finding another one onto Omizi, taking all the kills away from where Dalton was sitting at. And Dalton trading shots now to Aquino. Damaging back and forth. Sticky Quakey getting active, getting in there. Tap firing him and Abolish trying to get their picks, get themselves some ground footing. 3v4 situation. Aquino still down here worrying about the roamers as we see Dalton now make his way back up marble stairs to safety. Do you really have to worry all that much about the roam now at this point? I mean, you've got Abolish who's playing now up into the cutoff. Dalton locked back onto those stairs, but the shots through the drone hole, taking one. Scarf finding Quickie. Now Aquino to the 1v4. Could we see Aquino pull out some beauty here? Hit the 4K, at least end this round out. Putting shots down. There's Scarfs. Trading shots in and out. We got Dalton running up with a super shorty in hand. trying to swing him. He doesn't know how close he is, and Dalton is able to find the kill onto Aquino, and you know Aquino was definitely just sitting there panicking. What happened to Spartan's game? No idea. I know there's a lot of people that are interested in that Spartans game. That's supposedly going to be like a game of the week. Is it Spartans versus Redemption? Or something like that? Because there was a lot of talk between SXL and Champions League of which games Spartans wanted to play, which one they weren't going to play, and blah, 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 something like that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Alright. Now, flipping down here. Once again, the Goyo coming out, and the fuse immediately in place to counter him. We're going to pay a little bit of attention here to Dalton and his setup with these Fenrirs, as he is one of the most important operators to deny any sort of hard aggression pushes that we've been seeing. CC pull. They've been winning a lot of gunfights, and that's what's been helping them out in the long runs here. But the strat play from PITT Wrath has been just on another level at times. And then the gunplay to help back him up from Lil Sack, from Dalton. Just absolutely out of this world. I think if it wasn't for Aquino and Abolish putting in the heavy work like they are, Sticky Quickie and Amizi doing pretty good. Vizsla currently sitting 0-4, but he's been playing heavy into those utility operators. And that's not the knock on him. We have seen this man pull, you know, aces in 4Ks out of absolutely nowhere whenever he is down on life like this. So expect some big plays out of Vizsla. They never even reinforced that hatch off. Vexy is currently AFK. And a smart play there between Lil Sack and Z Dalton Games. Hey, I'm going to reinforce this. Can you throw some cover up behind me? Droning out the upstairs so Sticky Quickie can go in, start taking advantage and get upstairs control. We have Vizsla playing the top square here with the Fuse. You know, of course, Fuse, he's going to be trying to push down that bottom blue like he's done time after time and time again. There's Vexy. Once again, he was no longer AFK. Now he's back to just standing in one spot. The call coming out from Sticky Quickie. They move up. There's Aquino in, trying to make some plays with Knock, finding a free, easy kill, getting Lil Sack out of there, a primary fragger gone from this team. It's kind of weird to see Vexy not up on that roam. And there we'll go Dalton. The intel from CC is honestly unmatchable, unbeaten. I mean, they're just an insane team when it comes to droning each other in and playing off of one another. Easton's still down here playing these bottom blue stairs. However, here comes the Fuse. And Impact's coming out. Not able to hit anybody. Easton's saying, F this, I'm out. Runs straight in. Finds himself underneath another hatch. Manages to escape to safety just somehow by the skin of his teeth. He is out. Now into the 5v3. Things could happen. A little bit strange to you and me. And there is the Fuse. Getting those charges off the wall. Opening things up. Freeing up the planter location. And in will come the Fuse charge. By the time it goes off, there should only be a couple seconds of fire left there from Lil Sack's Goyo charges. And Vexy's still very, very concerned about what's out back. He hits one into Aquino, but that sort of range on a Boss G ACOG really just ain't it. And a second one lands, but he is still up. Aquino with 1 HP left and a dream. Vizsla going in for the defuse. Gonna stick it as the smoke charge overshoots him a little bit. Diffuser is planted. They have it all set up now. Up above, we have Amizi playing Crypto, doing God's work here with the Nomad. And Abolish almost nothing more than a gun at this point. He used all of that utility. We see Aquino go down to Vexy. They've got to just keep covering, keep denying this planter here. And Vizsla is in a good position for it. Cluster charge is starting to come out, hoping to find somebody sitting close on the other side of the desk. Not able to quite to land it. And a DMR round just ripping right over the shoulder of Scarf there. 7 seconds on board. This round is over now in favor of CC. 2 kills trading out. Vexy hitting a 3K. That Boss G putting in some work. But it is just over. The timer said not today. CC has been executing pretty well, especially on that side of the map. Now, here comes their defenses. What will they be bringing out here? The ban phase is underway. I mean, I'm expecting to see the double hard breacher bans. Ace and Habana. the two most common for Bank. Instead, we're going to see Grim and Mira going off board first. I don't hate the Mira ban. She does play very, very well into that denial game. You know, she's a massive intel operator, but she denies so much of the map if you're on the other end, receiving end of one, if you will. Second set of bans coming. This is where maybe the Ace, yeah, the Ace and the Kaid. The Kaid is a beautiful ban for this map. If he's on board, you might not be able to get Hatch at all. With him gone, Hatches are pretty much free besides, you know, maybe a Tuberal. We have seen a Zombie Tricks a couple of times in the past, and those are always cool and fun. But honestly, knowing CC, expect the aggression roam. Except for maybe upstairs. Upstairs, I believe they will tend to bunker in.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
Just yawn in real quick. And it will be this basement style setup. Abolish and Vizsla looking like they're going to be the two to play off site. However, don't be surprised if we see Aquino start slinking around a little bit on Castle as soon as Abolish has got to drop back. Man, nobody talks about how good Scopos actually is for roaming. We are going to see Vizsla play himself onto this Vigil. Now, something that CC has done quite a lot in the past. I don't think they'll ever admit to doing it, because that kind of breaks the strats. I'm going to break it right now for them. We have seen them throw their lower tier fraggers, I said lower tier, people who just aren't hitting quite as many shots, hitting quite as hard, onto like a Vigil, Wamai, somebody that they can go just roam with who has good, easy guns, and get them off site, play it around, being that first line of defense. Instead, I'm just being turned into a liar as we see Vigil drop himself down into sight. And that is honestly a key utility piece nobody really ever thinks about with Vigil, because he's such a good roamer up. You never think, I could put him down in sight. They'll never know where he's at. And it becomes pretty much a free one for him as he's now trying to watch that blue walk in. It is a full vertical extension here from CC. Something I'm going to flip into third person cam and get a quick look at here, because there are head holes, feet holes, and castle barricades absolutely everywhere. Looks like this is more of a map denial strategy than anything. Goyo's even included. And then we come upstairs to the second floor, and there are still roamers up here. I mean, this is a very, very widespread CC roam. It looks like they may be setting themselves up to play a little bit more into the TDM match. And we see Easton take a shotgun round to the side. Thankfully, it's a slug. He's still up. Sticky Quickie taking some damage. A lot of damage, really. And here comes Easton trying to walk himself forward into the shotgun as Quickie picks one up onto him. Now, Abolish has this third floor room to himself, but he is shut down by Scarfs, who just happened to be watching at the right time for the right angle. Caught him as he tried to clear himself around the stairway. Vizsla down in blue. He is droned out. They know where he's at. We've seen the live pings earlier on, but he is hard denying the walk-in from Vexy. I'm sure, though, if Vexy knew who he'd be walking into, he might swing this fight just a little bit different. We see another one coming down, doubling up. Vizsla saying, F this, I'm out. And he has gone. Scarf's now stacking up. Dirt tunnel looking pretty scary as we see Dalton making his rotate over. Lil Sack going to be droning out, trying to find everything he can upstairs. Vexy eating a little bit of damage as he makes that entry walk in. Wall is soft to at least get a Ash charge on. Open things up. Maybe play some denial. Sticky Quickie going for the quick swings with this TCSG. I mean, he's got no HP. Not a care in the world about it either. He's thinking, hey, if I can land a slug to your chest before you can land even a bullet near me, I win. And there will go Vizsla to Vexy trying to get that pick opened up. Little Sack now coming through that bottom garage. Aquino is up on the flank, though. He's going to walk himself straight into Dalton, who was waiting patiently, controller in hand, saying, hey, I dare ya. And this twitch drone, oh my god, as low as Quickie is, we will go down to it. Omizi coming around for the swings with only 10 seconds left. Vexy finishing that kill off onto him. The fuser is going down, and Vexy will find Crypto shutting him down as we see PITT Wrath now pick up the lead once again. The tug of rope going into their favor. It is just a back and forth brawl tonight. I am here for it. This is only map 1. I should have grabbed myself a drink though. Mute Please says, give me PITT to win. Honestly, there's been a lot of the community who voted for them. I mean, again, not a surprising amount because I don't want to word it like that, but definitely not the split that a lot of us, you know, old timers and long-term watchers were expecting.
Locate and defuse bombs.
They've got an actual, you know, fan base behind them cheering them on. And I'm all here for it. Turn the people up, because I'm just sweating my balls off. And with the basement defense coming yet again, we'll see how CC decides to change this one up. Looks like they're pulling Vizsla off that roam game. Putting him back now in onto Castle. His setup is important. How he decides to play this, how he decides to continue on. I mean, 0-5 is a rough position to be in. Crypto, pretty similar spot at 3-6. This is the moment which you guys as a team have got to just make that mental calm. And hey, we've got to pick it up ourselves. There's nothing we can change about this. We are down on KD. We just got to just land a couple and put ourselves into competition. Aquino getting extremely ballsy and going outside for that swing. We got Abolish now coming upstairs. He's going to be almost solo locking down up above. We do have Vizsla now coming up in an open area with a shotgun though, which is not something you'd very commonly see. Shotgun pistol setup on a Castle. But it's a welcome one at that. I mean, if he was playing Pulse, this is maybe a little bit more understandable of a loadout. But from what the Glitter, or the Mr. Whiskey Glitter, Mr. Gambino has told me, the shotguns now are pretty much insane. There is really not much better than them. This game tends to lean heavy in their favor. We got grenades and everything coming in here to try and push Omizi out of position. Crypto has got to lock his heels and say, I don't want to leave. I don't want to move. Drones coming in and everything. Phone call coming out. They know he's there and he's okay. Yeah, maybe I should leave just a little bit. However, Aquino is right there. Reinforcements have arrived. And where's Abolish? Well, he is upstairs holding their backs down just a little bit. Omizi, he is out of there. He is gone. Dropping out. Aquino goes back. There's now nobody else upstairs on that roam. Abolish by himself. 1:30 left on board. And what will we see this PITT Wrath team do? Well, Vexy just pulls a gun up to show ya. He's here for kills, and he's going to find as many as he can. Currently 8-2. And that is a stat line and a half from him for the night. But as he goes in to get aggressive, he will find Abolish with a headshot. Now left at about 1 HP. I mean, he gets the sniffles. He drops dead. Swinging around, playing around, coming around. We see Dalton now at the top of this blue side. Vizsla standing right there with a shotgun in his hand. Seems very, very concerned about the drones. We see Crypto going down. And Vizsla just waiting shotgun here. Saying, please, I dare you to break it. And he will find Dalton with that shotgun. Finds another one with the shotgun. There's the Vizsla we know and love. Quickie sitting here watching the elevator, praying for that guy who dropped to come after him. And a walk up from Easton as he hits himself a 3K to earn another one. Now we have Vizsla left in. Quad kill from Vexy. And it's a 1v3. Vizsla gonna try and reinforce off. Little Sack though, he was coming down the flank already for Blue Stairs. Gonna find him from behind. I get the play. I know what he wanted to do. He had diffuser on him. Little Sack just so happened to be the guy that was coming to get it. And now PITT Wrath in a position. 2 more rounds puts it away. However, we've seen 3-6 splits change direction more times than I care to count. If you don't believe me, just go watch some MAD and you will see. I'm not intentionally trying to round these out. That's just how it happens. Widowy.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Now the CC defense deciding, hey, we just dropped 2 in a row. Let's pull upstairs. Omizi gonna be hitting the hard roam as Vigil. That is what this team consists of, is a bunch of flexible players. They don't have one rule set for them. They don't be defined by the first operator they pick this game. You will see these guys all jump around operator to operator. I mean, even look at Aquino right now. Pulling out that, Bruni. Her name is always one that gets me tongue-tied. And for those gateways, I mean, you know, she has the DMR, sure, but you know, someone who's gunning out like a Kino, that's typically someone you want to throw into like that position of the Vigil, or in this team right now, the Goyo, or even heck, I'd love to see him playing as the Kiba barriers. A Zami. But all is falling quiet around the map here as these attackers prep and plot and plan their way forward. Roof control is theirs. We have Easton locking down all the stairways around the play up above. But here's Omizi finding a ton of damage out there on a little sack. If he would have eliminated their their thermite on that first pick, I would have been just so happy and surprised. But there goes Dalton now. That is one of your best operators, one of your better players. The Dokkaebi off board. She's someone who exponentially grows in value the longer a round goes on, and you just lost her almost immediately. And there is now Vexy trying to open things up with the Ash. That tells me a plot forward is coming. Easton now has top square control. He's trying to make his way in. Hits Vexy in the hip as Vexy sprints across. Maybe that was a team comm issue. Maybe it was just, hey, cover me, I'm going to run across. Don't know what it was. Either way, some damage was laid. Thank God he was at crouch height and not head height. These attackers now, with this top square control, getting their way in there. However, you got Sticky Quickie who is just waiting and praying because he knows someone is there. And Lil Sack going to make that cross just uncontested. I mean, Quickie tried, but not in position. Then there is Vexy to shut him down. Main wall now coming open. They have some control. Vizsla going to shut down those head holes with the Kiba barriers. And he is making his best attempt at a swing outwards. We still have Omizi playing out here for windows. At least they can deny any sort of window players and jump in or jump outs. But Vizsla will go down to that little pixel hole there. Little Sack left now to 1 HP. Wall will be open. Easton going to find Crypto. But there's Omizi as he made his way back. Or he got a Kino. Crypto was making his way back now. Coming up these marble stairs. Free game ahead of him. Scarf is over in stock trading. Abolish doing his best to hold down these long angles. What they need to worry about though, Lil Sack, who is in sight, gonna start going for this planter as Easton is covering off the side of the bomb chassis. Rounds ripping out, nobody landing either way. And there's a trade from Crypto onto Scarf, but Easton able to shut Abolish down as Diffuser is planted and Pit Wrath pulls us now to 6-3 in the split. Will Pit Wrath be able to shut down the play from Crypto and Co over here on CC? The way things are looking right now, they might honestly be able to. Man. Things are looking a little bit rough if you're in the favor of CC. Last band coming around here. Now, who can you really get rid of? I mean, that gridlock in the Azami, yeah, that's pretty much what you have to do. That gridlock has been an insane piece of power from them. The Azami has been always amazing for every map she's on. CC in that desperation play now going upstairs. They have Vizsla on the castle. It's a matter of, do they clutch it up here? Will they be able to walk away with that win? And after the way some of these rounds have played out, I honestly, I don't have an answer for you, chat. I don't.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
I could use a trade. Flipping over here, we'll watch how Vizsla does his castle setup. Currently one out on window to deny any sort of shots coming through. Another one setting up on the double window inside of the lounge. Again, it's all about protecting your guy who's going to be playing this doorway here. He is reinforcing wall next. Going to be placing into, the, I believe, the door frame. BP coming out. It's such a Lego piece of a character that it doesn't really matter, you know, what the meta setup is because there's 1,000 of them. Making a rotate hole off the side of his hard wall at least gives him somewhere to play out of. And yet he still has one in pocket. We'll flip back to him in a moment because we know he's going to be spending his time reinforcing Aquino and Omizi a little bit late to get those reinforcements up for elevator wall, but at least it is happening. And Vizsla going to be setting up. Looks like he's playing it out for the windows. As we're sitting here talking, yapping, and yelling about the game, We have Easton, who's already coming up, putting a round into Sticky Quickie. Bouncing rounds right off the side of that hard wall that was being reinforced by, I believe, Omizi. And the other one gets put up right there by the Malusi. I mean, it's a battle, guys. There's gunshots ringing out everywhere. Top square control is already gained by these attackers. With over 2 minutes left in the round, they are moving at an accelerated rate. They picked the pace up, set tempo to how they wanted it. And the map is starting now to collapse in onto CC. They have nobody really off-site roaming unless, no, Omizi isn't either. So it's all going to come down to just holding angles and hoping that you don't get swung, at least not in too much of a rapid fashion. As we say about that pace and tempo change going up, it does look like some of these guys have decided to drop off, play a little bit more passive. We do have Easton now coming down through below to maybe make himself a push up around the back side. Trying to get that top spiral. Lil Sack going to continue on aggressing here for the main wall. Vexy right up alongside of him. And Dalton is just hacking everything in way. Scarf's trying to get his drones in. CC attempting to make adjustments themselves about where they want to position, how they want to play. Rounds are coming out. Sticky still extremely low at Abolish being pinged now by all these drones. Phone call coming out from Easton. And he is prepping now that spiral walk up, which is honestly free for him. But the drop as Abolish hits two. Was just about to hit one. Then the teammate fell right on his face. Lining up and feeding it to him. Aquino eating a ton of damage. Here comes the Dokkaebi. She goes down. Aquino left it just about 2 HP. Lil Sack and Vexy could clean this round up. 2v5. However, it looks like CC want this one for them. And we may see this game at least pull one more round. That's what we're cheering for, is one more round. In comes Lil Sack, feeding straight to Abolish. He's up to a 3k now. Vexy alone. 1v5 in hand. Still has full HP, has a diffuser, has a 12 and 3 KD. And there are some passive utility up, but Sticky Quickie there to shut him down. Flawless round for CC. And this is a team who never gives up hope, and the spirit never breaks. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. At least they let them get to match point. But what will CC be able to do? Will they claw it out of here? I believe firmly that they can. I've seen them. This is the team who every time they made a grand finals, through the first 2 maps to crawl back the next 3.
Attackers need to
Jaden, what did I come back to?
bombs if they can.
Honestly, an insane game. Yeah, you came back to a heck of a game. Maybe not quite the Munich Major, but pretty darn close if you ask me. Let's take a quick peek in now. Open up the Siege Double Shot channel. What are these guys doing? Are they still live? I don't believe they are. No. Oh well. But now the clock is ticking. 2 minutes 50 left. Scarf's trying to make this play upstairs. Wanting to get in there on Abolish. Omizi standing right there with them. They've got to try and keep control of this vertical. They've given it up every single time. Then they lose a ton of map control. And it all starts with keeping their bodies up. As I say that though, Easton gets in there for a great swing onto Crypto, shutting him down. Now in already to a 5v4. Scarf's trying to find himself a clean angle for it. Nobody else on this defense mustering up the courage to try and play themselves straight into the swings of PITT Wrath. Don't really blame them all that much, as PITT Wrath has been, well, unleashing some wrath. And that is hatches now coming up in the Hibana. Just always so useful for this map. And we're seeing a ton of Nomad tonight. That is one thing, though, we do see a lot more in the console play compared to the competitive PC play. Console tends to lean more into those late round retake, reflanks, pulling from behind to make something happen. So expect a lot of Nomad. Not to mention, usually you pair her up with that ARX. Right now we do see a little sack on the AK, but that ARX just, it is a truck. Map control gain now. They have this blue side locked down, locked in. They have the vertical over top. We see Quickie, who is still very, very concerned about everything else going on around him. And gunshots now coming into Aquino. He is burned out, can't even escape. Hatch play up above. This is where an execute usually starts and comes from. Easton still holding vertical up there. Scarf's holding for a pixel angle. Dalton going to be ripping open the wall for himself to come in for a plant. Little sack guarding flank. I wouldn't even be mad if we seen him aggress the flank. And Vexy also setting up basement for the execute. They do have Goyos on board. They also have a Aquino who is running all around. Runs away really quick. Goes in for a re-swing. Hits some damage. Taken down though. And Easton gonna just lay him out now. Down to the 5v3. If you're a CC fan, this is not a position you want to see them in. This is match point. Map point. The DMR ringing out as Dalton goes in for the plant. Looks like the smokes did not quite clear back as much as they wanted to. And Scarf's now coming in for his plant. Thankfully, Quickie is there on that Echo to shut him down. Easton, though, will find some kills. Abolish laying one out as well. That is Easton, the main demo man of this crew. He is down now. Abolish being swung up on. He's got Lil Sack coming close. Lil Sack able to find him, but Abolish trades him out. Sneaky Quickie left into the 2v1. Now, who's going to get this pick here? Scarfs makes his retreat upstairs. Get the safety. Get to control. Hold that diffuser. But no, Scarf's now saying, hey, wait, my teammate's down here taking a gunfight all on his lonesome. And there goes Quickie to Vexy as we see Pit Wrath go up now 7-4. That will put the game away in the favor of Pit Wrath, but stick around because this is a best-of-3 night. We have Border coming up right after this. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. you join me as we come back now. Already into map 2 of Border. Because the team just, they're a little bit impatient. I was off getting a drink, told them, hey, let's wait up. Nah, we're going straight in. We do have the AC and the Grim Band. Match that up with the Kaid and the Mira. And honestly, pretty good setup so far from what I'm seeing out of PITT Wrath. They are going to be getting their defenses in first out of the way. And, well... I'm liking it. We do see Dalton playing himself on the roam just a little bit. Downstairs, working the workshop. And Abolish getting a first pick now. Something that we've seen CC struggle a little bit with was their opening picks. However, Abolish getting a ton of damage there from the Vexy Wexy Fire Rogoyo. And Aquino going to be ripping open the wall. That Ram drone is a thing of beauty for soft wall, soft floor, soft everything destruction. Even soft tissue if you're dumb enough to go stand on one. And with that open, we see the crouch peek from Aquino. Something that has honestly made its way into the current meta. We heard them talking about it in Munich. It's something that not a lot of the pros have ever really seen before. Was crouching to swing a wall. Lil Sack has the archives wall blown open next to him. Can openers in play. Dalton is making his way up onto this roam just a little bit. And Sticky Quickie will go down, but Aquino there for the coverage, shutting down Lil Sack. Dalton still bottom metal now. He comes up. He tries an easy take now into the CC security side. Being swung around, they now know exactly where he's at. CC has Dalton dead to rights. At least can play him some time. Aquino finding a pick on the Vexy, now into the 2v5, technical 2v4. He is down. Dalton, for some reason, puts the gun down, picks the sprint up. Straight into Vizsla, feeding him a kill. Scarf just can't keep that recoil down. We see a flawless round as Abolish shuts him out. 2, 1 as Aquino and Abolish double it up with Vizsla closing it out. That's not actually how that round flow went, but it's pretty darn close. Oh. That stuff was not shaken nearly enough.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Now moving in, we see another upstairs defense coming. They do have the Bandito on board, and Bandito Burrito, he is pretty darn good for tricking these walls, keeping them out. But how's his setup going to come into play? As he's currently double setting that wall, he's going to pull the other ones probably over here to help defend and lock down the office side of the map. Maybe some head holes coming? That's what I'm kind of expecting, as they do intend to leave that wall soft. No rotates really set up now for Fountain. However, they do have the prep made over here for CC side of the map. So yeah, I think we're going to see the rotations, the extension plays. Overall, pretty good looking setups. I'm liking what I see. Lil Sack with the C4 rip early. Sends it. And lands it straight onto a quickie. What an angle. I believe somebody would scream Kobe right there. Or John Wilkes Booth. He did fire once and it was a hit. For him, I mean, I don't know. That joke usually does pretty well. Aquino, though, trying to play Windows. They have at least that set up the map control for the quick plant plays, but they don't have the operators for it. They aren't actually setting up for it. But they have the prep work in. Seems like there may have been some miscues in the playbook for this round, just a little bit. Lil Sack hitting that jump out, giving himself a free one. Aquino leaves the game. I believe he actually disconnected and lagged out there. That's why he died. He didn't even react. And Lil Sack gonna take that one for free. Vizsla has that east side control. Top east stairs are his. trying to swing around. Instead, he jump out from Lil Sack and leave him at about 1 HP, pinching him out towards Fenrir, who is Easton, playing up in CC. Abolish trying to get aggressive, swinging himself through there, and we see Omizi go down to Easton. Easton in a fire position to find one, maybe two. Vizsla taking a pick there on a Lil Sack. Abolish going down to Easton, and then we have Easton getting another one as Vizsla gets picked. Pit Wrath putting in the work now. Easton up 3-1. The rest of the team looking stellar with them. If Pit Wrath closes out this one, they could end the night here pretty quick. Let me just adjust audios, fix that up a little bit. Clean some things up. You know how it is. Timer will be paused while we wait for that reconnect from Aquino. Honestly, I don't know how that round plays out. If Aquino is there, do they win? I don't know. North from city. Oh man, what a game so far. Pro streamer POV. There you go. Had to go put that on the old Twitter. Get the X files uploaded. For the defense so far, it's going to be a bathroom teller's look at least. We're going to have Vexy Wexy playing on that scope post. Expect the heavy roam. Scarf set up for Legion. Easton on Fenrir. Dalton on Valka and Lil Sack on Castle. Dalton has been just stellar with a lot of the gunplay he's brought us for these maps. So if he's able to pull that Valkyrie, go roam with it, go make some off-site plays, things will be beautiful. And we see Vexy swapping over to Capcan, which may come into the idea of, hey, we've been paused for a rather long time. They're going to see our operator lineups. Don't be surprised if we see some more pick sixes here for the defense. God, I love just drinking an ice cube. Feels awesome. Let's go check the match chat. Yeah, no response yet from Aquino. So we're just waiting and waiting and waiting to see when this man ever decides to show back up. Come on, Aquino. We were supposed to see Sincere sub in. Maybe this is part of that issue of why. You know? Was really hoping to see Sincere make his CC debut. At least debut on this stream. Sincere is usually one heck of a player. Really hard to beat. Has a pretty decent spirit when it comes to playing. He would fit very well into that CC scheme of things. After the recent loss of Star. Don't really know where Stargazer went. I believe he may have just stopped comp altogether. But Star was a gamer. That dude just held down like it was nothing. I mean, imagine a support that could keep his gun up all the time. He wasn't the flashiest, but he was mechanical and he was a big brain player. So, with that loss of Stargazer, you know, this CC team is not quite the powerhouse of ambition that they once were. Let's hope we can get some people in here, though. Alright, Aquino said he is on his way back, and look at that, he is in lobby already. On to Ash immediately. Huh, looks like he might want to stick that. Nothing wrong with a little bit of time torching, right, ladies and gentlemen? Nothing wrong.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Flipping it down, we see this setup coming here. What I'm excited to see is this cap can, because if anybody can, he can. These cap can traps, they are just one of the biggest annoyances in Siege. You pair them up with, well, as you see here, the new fire. He's just that much better. Then late round, the effectiveness of these things goes up, because the attackers are then no longer looking for him, no longer hunting for him, just kind of running through. And the way he's setting them up, though, they may not be as effective towards the end of the round because they're not towards sight. But for these early utility, early picks, early damage, this is what you want to see. Why are they in the match chat talking about gooning? What the heck? We got Kex in chat going, Sincere sucks. Hey, bro, maybe Sincere does suck, but I was still excited to see him. I want to see the spice of life that CC can bring for themselves. We got a follow coming in here from Clutch. Thank you so much, Mr. Clutch. We're now up to 683. That's enough followers for me. Hopefully we gain some more, but I'm done rhyming. I don't want to bore. Drones are coming in now. Vizsla making a great teammate of himself as we see Omizi going in, getting the immediate down there. That is Dalton Games fried out. Goodbye, Valkyrie. The castle barricade they from Little Sack screwed him just a little bit. He couldn't rotate out. He couldn't go to safety. He was stuck altogether. And now we gotta see some more rotations around. A disconnect is happening. And it is not a Kino. It was Mr. Z Dalton Games. Maybe an issue with this lobby. I wouldn't be surprised. The lobbies in this game do tend to bug, break, and die all the time. But they do have a pretty good defense set up so far. Scarf's up there swinging for Quickie. Not able to hit him down. Quickie trying to get in there and active though. Omizi coming up on. Is Quickie going to find that pick there? Now Scarf still up, still alive. Swing. Quick hit. Quickie down. Damage to Aquino. Still up though. Scarf's pinned in. He's got one on his sandwich window. And Vizsla just got to run in there with the LMG. Letting that thing bark. And that is a great pick. Say goodbye to your Valkyrie cameras because he is still up and he is still alive. Vizsla just going to be clearing everything out of the way. What's up, Omniway? Vexy Love Train? Yeah, get a Vexy Love Train going. Vexy has been doing pretty okay. We see that Fenrir Gadget coming into play on Vizsla. Abolish will swing Little Sack down. Vexy now still up. Coming around here. Gunned out from every direction. Diffuser going down. There are 4 guns, 3 guns in his direction. Camera now. And grenades. I mean, they are throwing everything in a kitchen sink. I just seen the kitchen sink go flying by along with a flashbang. Vexy now pinned in. Vizsla trying for that knife. We got Omizi running up and Abolish just saying, hey man, we're not doing that here. He may have team killed his own guy for it. Oh yeah, that was just millisecond for millisecond there as CC tried to throw that round away and just sprint at him. Third band coming in here. Who's the third wave gonna be? Let me get my mouse back. Let me go put some love in the chat for Vexy. We can get the love train going now with Omniway. We load in here now for bathroom tellers once again. I mean, CC broke that defense extremely quick. I believe that was partially due to Dalton getting dropped early on. Now they're setting it up. And we'll see how they choose to play this one.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Let's see what they're able to pull here. The Scopus on Vexy is quite an enjoyable operator. Her ability to... yeah, it is a robot, but her ability to get around this map is honestly unmatched. When you can go from, hey, I'm on East Main Stairs, to, hey, I'm over here in Detention Center, to, hey, I'm back up East Main, but I'm making my way to offices. There's no operator that can really touch that speed. I mean, even an Oryx at, you know, full dash really can't beat it. I mean, that's that rotatability that hopefully we see him play this operator into a little bit, because he's more than just a decent AR. Little Sack, though, is setting up the spawn peak. And with that camera going, the DMR in hand, expect the rounds to rip. In a couple of seconds here, you can hear that rappel coming. Chooses to make the smart play, not to gamble, but he is still down here getting a little bit aggressive. He's got Scarfs right down there with him. Now Vexy, the main point of contact up here. He's got Dalton over here in Armory side. They can stack up, play together. CC is starting to make this execute forward, but Vizsla will go down to the window, pick, and away goes Vexy. Now swing coming out here from Dalton. Still alive, just has got to play a little bit aggressive. Looks like Vexy gonna make the push. This is what I was talking about. See, as I was saying, you can go from CC side over here to West Main, back over to CC as needed, as wanted. And he is just now bouncing all over the map. Play coming in here for Dalton. We see Omizi go down to Little Sack. That is a DMR snipe, headshot and away. Fenrir activated, but Dalton is picked by Quickie. Fenrir is still up, playing there. Vizsla is extremely low. Quickie getting in. Abolish now up on behind. There's Vexy, long angle for Vizsla. One bullet did the trick. The man was extremely low. And Vexy, he can still just chill. I wouldn't even really be surprised if we see him dive back to the other drone, as the other drone is still up, is still alive. And these attackers have yet to clear it. I mean, they are standing in room with it. And Vexy has yet to make that play back over. Aquino trying to watch down below. They're opening up for Fountain. We see the Ram Gadget coming in from Abolish, trying to open up over the little entry or passport hall. I mean, for me, eyes are on Vexy. No, that drone is now gone. Okay, they did find it. Only took them a little while. But Abolish holding. There's Little Sack, the DMR. Something he was just complaining about is Aquino will find him. Going in, he wants to get another pick. But instead, there's Easton there for a free one. Now Sticky Quickie gets himself a free side to the head. Good night, random. Now Quickie left in a dangerous situation. He's got, that is Vexy on his left, on his right, and Easton on his left, swinging for Easton. Easton eats a ton of damage, pistol out, and he is out of there. However, Quickie is now setting up, trying to watch the doorway, anticipating the swing here from Fenrir. Walking up with 20 seconds left in this round. He's almost got to make this window jump in. It's being covered by Easton. Quickie gets the kill, 3K for him. Running up now, trying to find Vexy, but Vexy is able to shut the round down for Pit Wrath's favor. Clutch, we don't do that 6-7 stuff in here. That's not, you're in the wrong channel for that, bro. This is a 619 for good old Rey Mysterio, or 369. You know, you guys might be too young for those references. Or 3-6 Mafia. 3-6 Mafia, wild on tour. No holes. And Crypto in the match chat talking trash to Lil Sack. You're so dog. Keep crutching the DMRs.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Lil Sack just says you're mad, bro. I mean, this is what comp is supposed to be about. Just chirp each other a little bit. Have some fun with it. You know, as long as you're not sitting there doxing, calling out people's real names, just chirp them. That is when the community was at its peak, is when the community would actually just chirp one another. Have some fun. There was nothing ever personal thrown out or said about it. You weren't yelling at color, creed, you know, cadence, or anything like that. It was just, hey, I hate you for this match. I'm going to call you out about trash you're doing this match. Or I hate your playstyle. It made the community a fun place because you always had to do good. You wanted to do better because you did not want to be on the receiving end of that chirping for that match. Nowadays, people just aren't, they aren't as chirpy anymore. We all know where we stand now. Nobody's aggressive. No one's that new face coming in, gunning out, making a name, putting some new chirps out there. We do see the Vizsla now setting up for the Blackbeard push, coming in. Wants to take that CC side control. And honestly, it could be more of a free push than what we anticipate, as there's no one even set up for it. Vexy is watching for a run out here. We got Lil Sack playing in this main hall. No DMR in hand for him this time. Maybe the chirp got to him. Getting the drone, and he is now in behind CC as they take control of that break security side. Moving forward, moving in. Quickie's getting up there in and active. Lil Sack, he's just going to keep waiting these east stairs. They know the push is coming. He knows where it's coming from. They've got the angles and the control. Vexy moving up and trying to make this play to hold down for Fountain. Now, Fountain is going to be a pivotal spot here. Something you really cannot give up. And Lil Sack putting some rounds right over the head of that Ram. Still managing to stay up and alive. There's Aquino gone to Easton. Great first pick for his team, getting rid of the Osa. Main wall execute is coming as Omizi will get it open with the Thermite. We haven't seen a push like that in quite a few years. 9 times out of 10, this map tends to devolve over into that office side take. And right now, these guys are making a main office or main wall push. And expect a plant out of it, honestly. Yeah, Vizsla in position. Here's the only issue. There are still C4s and impacts on board. And now a guy makes the rotate. That is the Fenrir, tries for that half-wall grenade over, just misses. Sticky Quickie hits the heady though. Vizsla needs to get this diffuser, and they need to get in and get it planted. Only a minute left here. But they're scared of that little Sack, little C4 that he's got. As the execute comes forward now, Vizsla trying to bait that position out. Omizi still just chilling back for safety. Abolish finding one onto Lil Sack as he tries to make himself a rotate around. That is now the C4 gone. They don't know that it's all off board though. Vizsla will go down to Scarf. After laying him out, there's Sticky Quickie with another good pick. Now Dalton left into the 1v3, has archive control, but the main wall is the play here. Abolish holds it down from the side. Drone's coming out. And here comes Crypto for that plant. Dalton, here's that drone coming up onto him. Tries to stay alive. And, I mean, he has to have the live pings to help him out a little bit. But he really does not have the map control that he needs to get in there and get this diffuser going. You know, you got to deal with the Twitch, and she is right there as Abolish shuts him down for attackers to take a 3-2 split. So far in this. Jaden says they need to add chat to in-game like how PC does. Yeah, honestly, they do. I can get behind that. If we had game chat, this game might be a little bit better for console. Like I said, give the ability to try and, you know, chirp each other, have some fun. That is what it is all about.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Now, with this defense coming down here, it is another upstairs hold. They've got Vexy setting up these cap cans. I mean, he makes the smart plays for them. Again, setting them up for those gas lines. They almost result in instant kills if playing the cards right. But it's a cap can. Those are easy to see, easy to shoot, unless you're in a rush. Or you've got a shield in front of you. Just happens to block your line of sight. And right now, Vizsla on that Blackbeard, he is currently doing way harder than he did on that first map. What is Easton doing? Oh, he's prepping that barrier. And it is instantly destroyed. C4 out. He does not have the arm reach for it. Buddy, you are not Kobe here. Short arm throw like he is. I don't know who's a bad QB in the NFL right now. Man, no one's really bad. I mean, he threw that one like he was Kenny Pickett, just a little short. Definitely out of range of any receivers. And the run out there for Dalton Games is immediately shut down by Abolish, who was waiting. It was a smart play together between Lil Sack and Dalton. You know, hey, I'm going to punch this, one punch it, get it open for you. You're going to run in. Now Abolish giving himself the live pings here. Comes straight in after Lil Sack. Lil Sack is down. We did see Vexy Wexy go as well. The push now coming through. Vizsla getting a little bit aggressive here. DM or ACOG site onto that Scar, and he goes down. We see Omizi and Sticky Quickie go down as well. 2v2 in hand. Easton is still up. Easton versus Abolish is a fight for the ages. Then we got a Kino on Scarfs. I mean, it's all going to come down to this. As Abolish hits himself a 3K. Finds one. Finds the 4K as Scarfs goes down. Bullet after bullet and round into round. Abolish is just Himothy, apparently. Sides flip with a 4-2 attacker split. Not too uncommon with the way the meta has shifted for this map. Due to the long angles and wide open areas, we tend to see the more of the ACOG play coming in and mattering. But that one, sir, was just a thing of a beauty. Clash and Grimoire going off board now. Following that up, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see because, you know, who do you ban out for this map? There's so much utility that's good. Maybe the Ram? That's what I'd ban if I'm banning an attacker. A Ram's a great ban. I can at least guess one, right? I mean, I should have seen the mirror. I didn't even think about her. But these teams are looking pretty solid throughout here. Oof. And of course the typical console load times of 45 minutes between every round, because why not? Setting up now, we're going to see how CC decides to bring their defense here. Will PITT Wrath be able to bring it out and close it out from the being down by 2 rounds, or will CC just choose to take 3, power it through, win their defense is outright? And now we see this more times than we care to count. Is some of these defenses manage to come through here, and oh, there's just a little bit of a, hey, I'm reading the strat book backwards. But as I was saying, you tend to see 3 rounds usually pull in one direction. That's something I've noticed a lot in PC. You get that rotation on defense, you take the first 3 rounds in a row, sets you up in a position to, you know, hey, we just won that, let's run the loop back. Assuming you can win those 3 out though. Abolish setting up these Goyos to deny the fast plant. And it looks like that's not even a page in the PITT Wrath playbook, as they're setting up for a gunfight and execute forward. And Brava she's decent. I mean, she's really good for times like this, when you have the Aruni on board, all those cameras up on board. You just gotta love a good old Brava play. Constant live pings now onto the play of Abolish. It's going to be interesting to see. Will they go for the vert down below to clear him out? It looks like instead they want to just keep him guns up and play for a gunfight. Dalton is on these windows out here chilling with Scarf, so they start the movement inwards. And Lil Sack seems very, very concerned about Abolish. Easton just missing that pre-fire a little bit. Still live pinging onto him. And Vizsla going to eat a ton of damage. However, Easton going for that re-swing. Misses Abolish by a millimeter. Vexy is able to shut him down that time. And they do a decent collapse now so far, as bullets goes absolutely everywhere. Tracker said Abolish is crazy. I can't lie, bro. Abolish is arguably one of the best players in the competitive scene right now. You give me a case where he isn't, I'll give you 3 where he is. He knows how to steer a game. He knows how to get these kills. The only thing is, a lot of players tend to see him as a baiter. You know, his kills don't come from direct contact fights. His kills tend to come from him lurking around later in these rounds. With him being first pick, though, he is down and out, down to 10 and 4. And the main wall now coming open from Lil Sack as they attempt to make the plays forward. Scarf's finding Omizi. That puts CC now down to a 2v5. Quickie is up, Aquino is up, both TCSGs in hand, and Sticky Quickie just gonna head tap Lil Sack there. Here comes the Brava, but the double pick shuts him down as PITT Wrath pulls themselves out of the deficit by a round. Still down by 1, but is an easier comeback than before. I don't know why, but that Kool-Aid tastes like liquor. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that is a totally unexpected way. Wow.
Attackers need
Pretty
to
good.
locate and defuse as many bombs as
So the defense now once again coming upstairs. They're running the extension over, and we see Vizsla playing as a Frost, setting 1 Frost mat, I believe, up, yeah, for that little single window jump in. I'm interested to see where his setups come from. Because, I mean, a Frost is really something you don't ever see. She took a heavy nerf whenever that ACOG change came. I mean, how do I word this out right? You know, her SMG was easily one of the greatest ACOG'd. However, you remove that ACOG, and suddenly she has a super slow fire rate SMG that you can't really take these long angle fights with. You can't take a lot of these pixel angle fights with. And it was a harder nerf to her than honestly any other operator. Now, Bullish looking to punish these guys who droned him out last time. And that is a first pick in the favor of Omizi. Sticky Quickie finding one onto Easton. Top fragger off the board now for the side of PITT Wrath. Scarf's moving in. And he's got, I believe that is Dalton right outside on his side. But the internet connection of Aquino will hurt this team most definitely as it puts them down a life. 4v3 now, Lil Sack moving forward. He's got Sticky Quickie playing up on that Locker's half wall. And Lil Sack being forced to maybe a little bit of a corner play here. Having to hide himself out now. Angle's being held. We see a Bullish coming in, trying to hit these quick swings. He is battling it out against Dalton. However, Lil Sack is in position to shut him down. Lil Sack getting in there, getting aggressive, finding Vizsla as well. Trying to tap rounds over to Quickie, but not able to find it. And suddenly, all because of a disconnect, we see CC in a vulnerable position. This could go now up to a 4-4 split. It does that. Things go absolutely in the opposite direction of how they started. But that's not to count this one out yet. Crypto is still up. Quickie is still up. The original CC duo play. But there goes Crypto as Scarfs hits him with a great swing. That F2 is just, oh, it's a crowd favorite for a reason. Scarf finding another one with a wall bang. We go 4-4 in the favor now of PITT Wrath as they have the momentum to continue pushing on forward. And this may be the type of comeback which is hard to, you know, stop. They pull 2 rounds in a favor in their attacks. And I mean 2 attacking rounds straight. Usually you see the 2 defenses, but a quick tech pause as a Bullish tries to reconnect. PITT Wrath putting up, I mean, honestly, one of the most insane fights against CC that we've seen in a while. Told cards, I'll rate him after this one, depending how this map plays out. A 4-4 game. I mean, like I said, momentum is in the favor right now of PITT Wrath. However, this Aquino disconnect, reconnect could cause the issue. Now, CC are electing to swap it down to the bathroom teller's hold setup. After failing twice upstairs, they are not letting the ego get the best of them. They are dropping it down. I don't blame him. Aquino says, I don't know what's happening with my internet. That statement alone could be a bad thing. That could mean that they're without Mr. Kino, and Kino has been a very solid fragger throughout most of this game. You know, especially at map 1, he was getting in there with that Nomad, making some amazing plays. But with them losing him, puts them into a little bit of a disadvantage. Bro is concerned about that internet. I am too. I mean, to lose a player due to tech issues, that's always a horrible thing. That round, I mean, you guys see it as clear as I did. They lost the Kino, and you've seen PITT Wrath change gears almost immediately. They went from a, hey, we're just going to throw this round away, to we're now locking in and going. See if we can drum up the numbers in the stream. We're rocking right now at 16 people. I'm just going to use this as a moment to say thank you all for coming out. You guys are the reason that we are here doing this as a community. And without y'all, we don't know what we would be doing. To you guys who are just sitting here watching, make sure you invite your friends in. SXL is a great ran league. I mean, they have a very good community staff. As casters, we always do our best to pick up as many games there as we can. The history and the lore of SXL is rich. I mean, we're in the 3rd season running of the SXL League. They've got the SWL, which is the Winter League, the SSL, which is the Summer League, the SXL, which is the all-in-betweener. And the way that the seasons just flow and flow and flow, the champions, you know, people actually brag about winning it for this league. The history here is deep. It is rich. We had some of the best names in the competitive community here for a long time. I mean, we've got victories with Jeff Sicko, Andy's Term. Looking back, we even have old Jedi Joey taking a couple of them. And then, oh man, Mr. Stretch. The one that you have to love. 5.2 coming out here. That's an old roster of Zishro, Zemphi, Vizek, Stretch, and Tom the Bomber. The OG classics. SWL2, or SWL1, who ended that one out? Let's see. It was the Yeagerist crew winning that one of Baby Gronk, Glybo, Riddance, Vux, Popify, Monharo, Canada, Marinella, Joey. Like, these are some old school dudes. Man, I miss the olden days. The community was popping. It is still doing amazing, don't get me wrong. But there is over 6, maybe 7 seasons of history here that you guys are all a part of. Community is the main driving factor, and I'm going to say thank you all for coming out and watching me, choosing me to be your guide through here. We now have Aquino back in. We start to rock and roll. He jumps on the castle for the bathroom tellers setup. Let's see what they decide to do. We're going to pay some close attention to Aquino here. I want to see what his setup is. I always love to watch the castles. They make some of the best plays. Their setups are usually what matters. However, it appears he may be AFK for the start of this round. So, flipping it over, let's watch Vizsla. His cap cans in play. We'll see if he sets him up how we've seen the setup coming from, I believe it was Vexy, who tries to use them on these fire pipes, and looks like Vizsla, ooh, no, he doesn't want to? Well, maybe. These fire pipes are really, really good for doing everything they can to, you know, shut down an aggression push in. Bottom main stairs right now. That's that bottom metal into metal detectors or customs. One of them coming up here. He still has another one in pocket. We do see one for the walk into passport. Umeezy breaking one down on the other side of the customs. And it looks like we may see a crypto spawn peek here, SMG in hand. Jaden, our rookie of the year, is in here saying it. Now Jaden is here to help cause some history. I agree, bro. I'm hoping to see some big things come out of y'all. You guys did fire throughout the season. And that's what we need. We need one of them fresh teams to come in, stir the pot. PITT Wrath falling into a very similar role here. Shake it up, stir the pot, make things happen. Little Sack's up here playing. The drones are coming in straight on to Abolish. He has the shotgun playing close door with Sticky Quickie playing up near him on the Valk. And it don't matter all that much as Easton is just going in, getting aggressive through security. Coming through, phone call out from Vexy to make his life a little bit easier in clearing. They start taking some of this map control. They have the full security side locked down. They just have got to get in now and start clearing out everybody who is over top of sight. If you want this, you've got to push through Armory. And Lil Sack takes a shotgun close from Abolish. Abolish swings for another one. Dalton goes down, feeding him too. Vizsla prepped himself a run out. And we see Easton find that pick down to Abolish. Scarf's now covering. Finding a lot of damage over onto Vizsla. Easton taking some damage here. Flashed out a little bit too. Scarfs will find that pick onto Vizsla. He is taking a ton of damage though. Abolish now back up close, shotgun in hand. And there's Omizi to find that pick onto Easton, shutting down one of the top fraggers of the map. 2v4 situation to see these guys try and climb themselves back up. And it'll be a cool one to see. CC is fighting desperately to stay in here. Vexy, though, has the DMR watching for Omizi. The DMRs that we've been complaining about oh so much. Here comes Crypto Will with a swing. Just misses. Taken down. Easy picks for Vexy. And now Scarf's trying to get aggressive. Jumping down over east side stairs. Abolish still holding up top. We got Aquino. He's going to be the man down bathroom holding Teller's side. And Quickie, he's just dropping himself into some safety. He's going to be holding down Customs. Holding the long angle bottom of that square door. And Aquino trading shots over now onto Scarf. Scarf's at about 1 HP. Could lose this fight. Instead, keeps re-swinging it. Pays off. So he hits the head tap there onto Aquino. Smokes are coming in. Vexy's setting up for the coverage. Plays moving on forwards. And there's Quickie. Abolish now going in. Glasses on. He can see you. He can smell you. C4 out, but he won't find Scarfs with it. Quickie did get that pick over onto Vexy. However, Scarfs is right there for the 2K. Shutting him down. Was that a ace from Scarfs? I think I seen pop up. I could be wrong. Maybe a 4K. Either way, Scarfs closes that round off for PITT Wrath. Just absolutely insane. What was it? Plums? Let me open up my Opera GX browser, PITT, and I can answer you what the delay is in 2 seconds. Do this here, make sure it's set up to date, because I have different bots active that tell me my delay. I mean, I can tell you what it is right now. I just prefer to use the chat command because it looks neat.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And with PITT Wrath now up a round, started in the trenches after that split. Their defense is not going in their way. Their attacks most definitely are. They've won the 3 in a row. Can they close out 2 more? It's gonna be honestly a dogfight to see what happens. I'm extremely interested in it though, because I have yet to see a new face come into the community and kind of set the tone the way that PITT Wrath has against CC. I mean, don't get me wrong, again, CC are not the kings that they were, you know, a year ago, or a year and a half ago. However, they are still one of the better, higher echelon teams in the competitive scene. And PITT Wrath has just come in and said, nah, we're going to move on. We want to see the next round of finals. Crypto coming in here, trying to hit himself a spawn peek, seeing what he can find. Abolish going to be playing shotgun close on the door once again. Honestly, the exact same setup is coming out from this defense, except this time they don't have a castle. And we're going to see Omizi get that first pick onto Easton. A primary is down. We still have Scarfs up, though, who has the F2 in hand, something that he has been just absolutely outgunning and out here stunning with. And here comes now Scarves trying to clear himself up east. We got Vexy into Passport already. I mean, he's right now the closest into sight, the deepest into the building. His team has got to work on some map control. I mean, I get we're only a minute in, but that's a minute of time wasted as you are already down a body and you need to start hunting for something. As trades go back and forth, Omizi gets one, but he is taken down by Scarf. Little Sack going in, getting aggressive. There goes Aquino. Vizsla is laying down on the job. And now it's down to a 3v2. Quickie, who is off site, and Abolish, who is down here rocking. Abolish, C4 in hand, sending it over, finding two with it. Turns the tide of the round into his favor. Little Sack now on drone. I mean, will he be able to clutch this up? Or will Abolish play off his momentum, saying, I started the TikTok clip, I gotta finish the TikTok clip. And they start moving forward. Little Sack now drone in position, giving him some intel. That one way, though, because of that wall, it just hurts a touch. And here comes Little Sack now moving forward. Quickie is there. A swing battle is in the set. Whoever he swings first, he's gonna get re-swung. And there goes Quickie putting rounds out. Abolish starting to put rounds to assist. And Vizsla will hit the bleed out. Vexy picking up his kill. Now it is officially the 2v1. No chance at a revive. They're set up for the double swing onto him. Both holding the angles close. They know where Little Sack is. He's got 45 seconds to make a play out of nothing here. No diffuser in hand either, so he can't even plant it. Swing favor to himself. And this third man on the defense is going to be in play here. Or the sixth man, because, well, it's truthfully a sixth man. Quickie makes his way to bathroom. The defense has broken rank. Abolish now still playing close. Quickie with a little bit of a crosser for him. Not enough to help depending on the situation. Sack going in for the swing. Abolish just barely staying alive here. And as we see Little Sack jump through the window, Quickie's able to shut him down, going to 5-5. Again, it's been a game of tug of war between these two teams. But what started the comeback on this round was that double C4 pick from Abolish. That double C4 was, just beauty. Let's see. Stop gooning, please hurry up. And Vexy goes, lucky C4, bro.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Alright. How to answer that question. Let's look at these stat lines while they set up. It is going to be an upstairs defense. They have lost this one twice. Now it could be what sends either team to match point. But the stat lines for this game on the CC side looking a little bit cleaner than that last one. Abolish, who is 14-6, Quickie 10-7, Omizi and Vizsla both pulling 5 kills to 8 and 9 deaths respectively. Now Aquino, who was a primary fragger on that last map, down to 3-6, but you can't fault him for it. He has missed quite a few rounds due to internet issues. That's been picked a couple times off it. The hard carries though on the side of PITT Wrath. Scarf's up now 11-6. We do have Easton, who's 9-8. Lil Sack 7-9. Vexy at 8-7. Dalton down 1-7 after a hot start to map 1. Dalton has got to find his rhythm again and bring his team back into some play here. Shots going all around. And the prep of the push is starting here. I mean, they're still just chilling outside. Passing diffuser around a little bit. Little Sack just sprinting all around. We got Omizi, who was trying for a spawn peek. Shut down by Vexy. Clean first pick getting crypto off the board. That's the Vigil gone. That eliminates a lot of your worry. Now you can drone clean. Don't have to worry about, potentially missing someone who's standing right there in the open. And Scarfs, who is just hyper aggressive up here on East Side Stairs. Vizsla prepped himself to swing these office windows. That single window could have resulted in an easy pick for himself. Now we got Sticky Quickie, who's not in a very good situation, a little bit precariously placed. Vizsla worried about that drone up above. Quickie gonna be rushed in on, as I believe that was Lil Sack trying to get aggressive through there. Dalton eats one of the Legion traps and a little bit of damage off it. CC losing to Pit Wrath. GG, face it. Yeah, CC is currently down a map. C4 out from Quickie will deal some damage to Lil Sack, but not enough to kill him. Now it's all going to be about holding your ground and denying any sort of play forward. I mean, they have lost this site upstairs a couple times in a row. Ego might have got the better of him, but Sticky Quickie going for himself and Ego Chow to take Easton down. Hey, I'm the better gunner, apparently. And he is now going for a crouch level swing or crawl level swing out here on a Scarf, but Scarf is in position, ready to swing it himself. Guns blazing 4-4. And Abolish waiting on Lil Sack to make himself a play forward. As he attempts to, he goes down, but Vizsla will lose his to Vexy. An easy pick there for the Pit Wrath player. Vexy now to 10-7. The Ash, who is going to be a vital piece moving forward because that gun pulls himself a 3K as he takes down Aquino, who swung off of the Legion sound. Scarf's now running up with Vexy. Vexy could pull an ace out here. All he has to do is head tap Abolish and find where Quickie is. Instead, he walks up, eats a ton of damage. Quickie now left to about 1 HP, retreating back to safety directly behind Abolish. Smoke's coming out as the Diffuser comes in. 10 seconds left. They have nothing in pocket to deny it. No more C4s, and there is Dalton to find Quickie. Now Abolish left into the 1v3. Hiding in his corner. The smoke dissipates, but Dalton is at the door. And a great swing from Dalton to shut him down. Pit Wrath putting themselves on a match point 5-6. Will we see CC be eliminated from playoffs by the unknowns, the underdogs, the Pit Wrath? I got a good feeling we might. Which is kind of sad because this is, you know, kind of that last hurrah, I believe, of CC. I don't think they're a team much longer after tonight. Or much longer after these upcoming seasons. So one can only wish them the best. Wait on the PC to console load times.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
And we are now in.
By attackers.
For the basement setup here, there's a lot on board you can do to set it. Or not basement, first floor. Gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, ventilation and workshop. Good setup coming. You love what you see. They are going to be playing for the vertical extension up top. This is something I like. The vertical extension is very hard to beat. You have got to clear it. There's no two ways about it.
Located by attackers.
And they're really not prepping walls out or making any head holes. Right now, it's all about the reinforced game. However, they do have the shotguns on board to do it whenever they please. Downstairs,
Attackers objective.
pretty decent setup now. Not going to be playing much into that kind of vent room, though, as well. It's a kill box suicide hold. Omizi has this window broken pretty much for himself, a jump out. But there is no spawn over here. Everybody from the side of Pit Wrath has went. Looks like it may honestly be a quick rush take as the Blackbeard is on. He's their point man. He's just got to get in there and find himself an easy break in the defense. As he comes up, we have Vexy Wexy in position with the Ash to follow him through. Drones coming out now. And Easton bouncing some nades. Gonna try and clear close on door. Finds a free down onto Abolish. You lose your now top fragger. Quickie has got to do something to even this up a little bit. Another grenade coming through onto the softball. Jumping around. Puts his back to Omizi. And a free pickup for the CC player. They also managed to get Abolish standing again. What could have been the end of the game just turned into feeding CC possibly another round. You lose your Blackbeard. He is a main entry player. Vexy now has that supply room control. And they are slowly making the push forward. Come on. There we go. Shoot the Ash charge. That's what I was waiting on. And Lil Sack just trading rounds in and out with Omizi. Omizi does manage to still stay alive. Everybody on the CC side, or not everybody, but everybody who's taking a gunfight so far is low, but standing. Abolish just fresh off that res at about 20 HP. He does have Ash right outside of his wall. Lil Sack joining him. They now have that full, detention side of the map. They're going to start pushing out from there. And Dalton going to be making the push around. I'm expecting, he's going to be their back pressure to try and take control of the CC side of the map. However, you have got to worry about Omizi up here, who finds that free one on the Little Sack, getting rid of a very good potential gunner, as well as their hard breach. Abolish picking him up on a Vexy. Down to the 2v5. Things may get ugly here, as CC seems to have found their play style that they want to hit. And Dalton managing to keep spraying until Aquino puts his head to bear. But Dalton will go down there from Abolish. Now Abolish just tanking those Twitch shots. Scarf's up at about half HP. Finds a free one onto Vizsla. Took a little bit of damage though. Abolish still extremely low. Crypto stacked up with him, and Crypto's gonna take the kill to close the round out. We go to full or in OT. We could see all 3 rounds here. Knowing the way these teams have been playing, I would not be surprised. Man, full OT for map 2. That would be insane. After map 1 went, quite a good game. A lot of good shots back and forth. The game of tug of war never ceases to amaze me with these guys. Oh, sweet. Snow warning in my area. Explains why it's so cold. Let's look at Abolish for a minute. This man is trying to drop himself a 20 bomb. I'm hoping he does. Man, I love the playstyle from this team. We're at one of the most important rounds they're going to play, honestly, all night. Depending if this goes to map 3 or not. But what could be one of the most potential, important rounds that we're going to see. And we got Crypto at a spawn peak. We've seen Abolish rip open a wall or a door to maybe pull himself a spawn peak. That's just, unmatched, unchecked aggression. But we have seen PITT Wrath play pretty well into it so far. And that will be the wall now coming open. The play here is you got to push the vertical out. Get yourself in position around this map. Try and make something of it. Scarfs has that security side control. Moving up through from break. Has at least a cutoff angle to deny any sort of, rotate and play. And Abolish is now kind of pinned in here. Phone call coming, and here comes Omizi up the stairs. He wants to battle it out with Scarfs, but Scarfs is there. Just a better angle with a better gun to shut him down. Abolish did quick drop into servers. Little Sack taking that clear just to double check. Hey, I know we're safe up here now. And they have pushed all the CC players off of the vertical hole. Now down into sight. And Abolish just barely coming out of there without being headshot. Quickie with a C4. He can still play some of this vertical denial. Abolish eats a ton of damage from Easton. Easton's still up, still gunning, still running. And will PITT Wrath pull this one in their favor? Vexy finds that kill onto Abolish to shut him down. Dalton will take Vizsla up off the vertical. We got Easton who's down in sight. Scarf's ripping into Quickie. Now it's Aquino left into a 1v5. He's got an ace. There's one. Making the spray towards Dalton. There's two. I believe that is Easton trying to swing up onto him. Easton with a wall bang though to shut him down as Pit Wrath goes 7-6 against CC. Now we are into one of the, actually, well, depending how this round and the next round go, these are the two most important rounds of the night. We'll see CC at map 3. We'll see CC at the end of the night. Will they see no more playoffs? There's too much CC could see. Is CC could see CC could see CC? Question mark? Could CC see CC? Is CC sees CC? Yeah, that makes sense to me. Either way, there's a lot of C's going on here.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Alright. Now Pit Wrath to bring out their defense. I mean, CC's attack did blow them out of the water for a 4-2. And Border, which tends to lean more into that attacking favor. That means CC wants to pull to map 3. You know, they have it in their power to. The setup is there. It's all on the line. Will they pull this out? Or will we see Easton and Vexy and Scarfs lead this team onto a victory? Little Sack and Dalton, though, doing their jobs and doing them pretty darn well. Man, this is Siege. Remember how I was saying, oh, I don't want the major to ever end? Nah, I'm kind of glad it did, so we could watch some great gameplay like this. It's a different feeling when you actually get to have your hands in the spectator, your voice on the mic. You can watch it all day and it don't compare. But the execution is in prep. Oh. Good job, Vizsla. Misses the charge through. Gets in to start playing aggressive into security. They want to make this play forward. That does force Easton to try and rotate himself out of sight. Back down in for some cover. They have now the control. Pushing through, using everything at their advantage. Vizsla, just a walking tank there. That's why everybody loves the Blackbeard shield. I mean, if you're playing against it, obviously, you hate to be on a receiving end. But Easton will eat a ton of damage. Vexy, some rounds ripping in through him from Vizsla. And now they are both scared off from this point of contact. And with that being said, we now see Omizi, Mr. Crypto, getting the wall ripped open. And here comes the Ram, playing just the same, opening up the floors. They're going to check, make sure they're clear to come through. Dalton, the main man back here. Grenades are coming in. His shield is gone. And now he only has the half wall to rely on. No more grenades to hit him, though. He will find Aquino. Vizsla eats a touch of damage there from the smokes. And Dalton left at 1 HP. Not a whole lot on his plate that he can deliver from this low position. Quickie still watching that East main walk up. Abolish trying to cover a little bit. Finds Easton as Easton makes the play in towards sight. Still sitting there, providing the coverage. They have Dalton top of main metal stairs. And it looks like Omizi and Vizsla are setting up to go in for plant. And it will start coming down. There are still smoke grenades in hand from Dalton to find Omizi. Scarfs puts a smoke out to force the planter away. 4v3 here, Abolish eating a ton of damage. Pit Wrath on the verge of walking away with this one here, but Vexy is taken down by Quickie. Quickie now going in to get aggressive. One tap to the head, a little sack. Now they have live count. No more smokes to deny the plant. However, no more time either. And down will go Dalton. Abolish finds a kill. We are going all the way to OT. Full way in. 3 rounds of it. Flipping back now, CC onto their defenses. We did see PITT Wrath walk away with a good attack here. This map has seemed to favor the attacks, and if we play off of those standards, PITT Wrath will move on through the playoffs. But it all will come down to the actual game. That is, you can let statistics talk all you want, but in the end, it's about the gunplay.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
What's up, X-Map? I know you're here watching. You're catching some pretty good games, aren't you? Don't ask me how I know that you're here. I just know all. We now see Vizsla putting himself onto that Scopos. A bit of an odd setup, judging off of the KD screens. However, maybe that's the position that he's going to feel the most comfortable in today. And that is something that these teams tend to, again, we've seen CC do it a couple of times here. They put a player who may not be doing well out onto the roam. Honestly, you see it a lot in the Pro League style of play too. Of, you put your least powerful gunners out there roaming. I'm not saying you put your bad gunners, because there is no bad gunners. But the people who don't hold up quite as well in gunfights, let them go roam. Let them deal the early damage. Let them take gunfights on their own terms. Vizsla already setting up for a spawn peak of security. We do have Quickie who's playing as the bandit, trying to make sure main wall stays closed on Abolish. And that is something, I mean, they really haven't struggled all that much with. However, they have the live pings on the Scopos. They know where he's at. And honestly, it might be in Vizsla's best idea to get out of there. But no, instead, he gives it to Vexy. Vexy getting a first pick now for his team to take him down. 5v4. PITT Wrath want to just end this one out tonight. Dalton still trying to hold himself a long angle now, going back. And Easton has the vent room for free. Nobody's down there to cover it. Aquino is taken down by Easton through a wall punch. Abolish dropping down, shooting to try and hide himself. And Easton is now, okay, I'm out of here. I got my pick. We're now up by two bodies. And it's going to be a battle of, well, let's pinch in and slam these guys. Elmizi coming up on their own. Rounds ripping around all around him. And he is just trying to spray through and see if he can find something. But now trapped to metal stairs. There's a player coming through main, but Abolish is there to shut him down. Good kill there, taking out Easton. 3v4 situation. And, I mean, they have these SMGs that just deal insane damage. And they are using them to exactly their peak. Will Sack now trying to make himself a clear through. They've got to start trying to execute down and stack up with one another and find some kills. When I say stack up, though, I don't mean play on one another, because these vertical C4s could ruin your day, as we've seen an earlier double pick from Abolish, who does indeed have a 20 bomb this game. Man, imagine he picks up these next 4 kills. That would be just, oh, absolutely insane. But we see Quickie taking down little Sack. There goes Omizi up for one onto Vexy. However, the pick above from Dalton is able to take down Quickie. Now Omizi and Abolish left into the 2v2. Scarfs is still up. Dalton is still up. Dalton can clutch up when he's needed. And right now, they're shouting out with a bat signal to try and find him.
Reloading ammo.
As we devolve down into 30 seconds in this round, 20 seconds, we see Scarfs pick Omizi. Now Abolish left into the 1v1. 15 seconds on board. Dalton does have the diffuser upstairs. He's running to bring it down here. Scarfs and Dalton are both stacked up. Abolish, though, is in playing close. No C4 in hand for him. And there is no time as Abolish finds one. Dalton and Abolish trading rounds. Abolish to shut him down, though, as we go 8-7 to map 3. CC just barely eking the win out here. Oh my god. Clutch up plays from Abolish to bring that one to his favor just a little bit. We are moving in now after a 22 bomb and only 8 deaths. I mean, still single digits after 15 rounds. That means he had most of his time alive throughout that game. Let me just update this overlay screen. Let me go 8-7 in favor of CC. Things are just going off for this team. I believe we're all still in squad. That brings us down to border. Or no, sorry, not border, lair. Gosh. What am I saying? Who's going to bring this one out? I mean, lair is a tricky one. We do see Omizi disconnect. Hopefully he comes back and we don't see Sincere coming in to what could be the most, you know, influential round of this team's career. But it is getting pretty wild between these two. I mean, PITT Wrath putting up just an absolute fight of a century. Oh my. Nice round. Nice roam 177. Vizsla says you're using too much teeth. Oh. And it does appear that they're trying to fix some internet issues from the CC side. Hopefully we don't see any more disconnects. I mean, we didn't have to rehost though, so I'm kind of proud of that. Oh god, my hair is a train wreck and a half. But yeah, no disconnects, which that's always a great thing. Or no rehost. A lot of disconnects. It sucks, but normal. And we're prepping in, rolling into lair. We'll see how this one goes. Welcome back. We're in game. Ban rounds coming through here as Kaid and Blackbeard are off table. We do see CC starting with their attacks this time. You know, CC has been very good on their attacking rounds. There goes the Bandit and the Grim. Now, that means we're going to see some definite hard breach potential as we see, there's Quickie on the ace. Kino last to pick, but Vizsla on Ying. I wonder now, is he going to be running the tech? The shotgun SMG pistol. As Whiskey Glitter would put it, it's one of the best things to have right now. There is no better combination, no better weapon set. That is the peak, the pinnacle of what we've seen to date.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I'm here for it. I want to see some good plays. But right now for this defense, what we're going to pay attention to is these mirrors. The mirror setup is quite influential. I mean, she does most of this. And there's Hype Gaudy going OT with PITT Wrath is crazy. Bro, don't talk trash on PITT Wrath, okay? I love CC to death. But this PITT Wrath team, they're playing something else right now. They are like just next level. And I don't know who they got in to coach their team or who taught Dalton how to hold a controller again, but whatever they did, it's working. I don't hate it. Let's go tab out and okay. Now let's take a fly through this setup and get a brief, quick overview look of it. Using the Muse to try and deny the hard walls. I mean, that's typical. Ace is set up though, already on him, and we got Vizsla playing as the Blitz. He gave up the Ying plays in exchange. Expect some heavy CC aggression, some hard fast-hitting plays. And C4 out from Scarfs to get that first pick. Vizsla gone. The point man is gone. You no longer have a shield to hide behind, to push behind, to play behind. And now it is all down to what you can make happen here. Aquino down below, getting rid of the mute jammers. Sticky Quickie should be getting his wall open soon. Assuming that his teammate helps him out. And Abolish is now right into where we had just lost our Blitz at. Quickie's wall is coming. He's now starting to clear in behind Abolish. They're trying to make the push together. However, Easton is there to shut down Aquino. On the rotate back to Easton. Hits the heady onto him easy. 2 kills in pocket for him. Pit Wrath is now up 2-5. Abolish and Quickie both watching the same doorway, same angle, and are a free C4 to Easton, so he chooses to do it. But he is taken down from the vertical. Good kill from Quickie. First one for his team for this game. But they have a life deficit and a half that they have got to come back from. And what you really need to worry about is Vexy. He's their top mez man. He does have Abolish watching him though. Scarfs is playing close with Shotgun to help deny. But Abolish does not need to move here. Just keep lasing. And a poke and prod from Vexy. Abolish managing to find that headshot as he's standing back up. The shotgun slams Quickie down though. Scarf's close on to find another one as Abolish will go. There's Pit Wrath pulling this one up. Scarf's 3-0 to start it. This man heated up quick there for map 2. I just want to thank Cards for the raid. I thought it was going to end before you did. Coming in here with a party of 8. Thank you all for joining us. This is SXL playoffs between Pit Wrath and Wild Boys CC. These two teams have been duking it out, especially that end of the last map. You guys caught it. Just an insane set of rounds. I'm going to thank Volt for the follow. Means a lot. I do appreciate it. The follows are beautiful. We're up to 684. 684 and pushing.
Locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
And oh my god, the trash talk in the match chat is amazing. Bro, this is hilarious. X-Map is going at Vizsla right now. I'm loving this. It's hilarious. But a spawn peek from Easton, hoping to earn things out in his favor first. Defense down in basement. And we got Gaudy in chat saying Wrath for the SXL winners. I mean, if they play like this, they happen to catch some teams on an off day, I wouldn't hate it. It'd make a fun finals. Omezian now upstairs. He's got Aquino with them. Abolish clearing. They are all up here getting some vertical control. Nobody from this defense is off site. They're instead all choosing to lock down, hold in. And they're going to lose the vertical battle here. The Ram is still on board. Little Sack trying to find himself an angle, shooting up through. Floors are coming open absolutely everywhere. There are still C4s on board for Scarfs. And there's a Little Sack up through the floor to find Quickie. Headshot acquired. A potential rundown into that water filtration room. Yep, it's Vizsla. Here he comes. And a C4 out from Scarf onto Abolish to take him down. Wrath already taking live count back in their favor. They have the round count currently in favor. 5v3, and they have CC just completely locked out and not able to really play forward. But with this sidewall coming open, this has been something that honestly you can never let happen if you're defending. It comes open, things get ugly, but Little Sack is there anyway, taking one, finished off by Vizsla through the fire. I mean, Little Sack really had nothing to do there besides try and play his life. And now Vizsla trying to find himself a quick peek battle against Dalton. And there's Omizi still covering up the vertical. Now with a minute left, the play has got to be made going downwards. There's Vexy to shut him down. We did see a pick, but Scarf's finding Vizsla. Closing out round 2. Scarfs continues on now, 5-0. We gotta see him keep going flawless. Lost BT if we have people lag or kicked out 3 rounds in a row. So man, my chat's actually going at each other now. It's kind of fun.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So PITT Raft now pulling out their tertiary site. Will they be able to clean this out and clear it out? I mean, if they do, props to PITT Raft. They start that 3-0 rotation. They might be able to pull 3 more in a row right after. Things are very, very interesting whenever you continue on and keep playing the way they've been. And, I mean, right now, Scarf's the man just to get it done. 5-0 with really no signs of stopping yet. Hasn't taken very much damage through most of these rounds. It's not like he's just running away going, I need to keep my flawless. No, he is just continuing on to swing. Okay, Triway, come on. Gaudy, come on. Colet, you're both mid. I don't know why you guys are having a mid off in my chat right now. But there is Vizsla to be first picked now by Dalton Games. A good one to clean it out. Vexy laying a ton of damage out there over to Aquino. CC again starting around a little bit rough. Aquino, no HP really left in the bag. Scarf's finding a shotgun pick. There's a little sack to take Aquino down. 2v5 almost immediately. Scarf's now still up 6-0. And Omizi will take a little sack from a long angle. That SMG just starts barking. The Sticky's moving his way around up through insecurity. Scarf's chilling close on this smoked off doorway. That was Omizi who did it. They're rotating up now, both playing together. The diffuser is laying up there. And there is Scarfs to find Omizi. Like I said, it's not like this man has slowed down or stopped. He is still continuing on to swing. Now, Quickie making his play downstairs, spotted out by cameras. All guns flick around as soon as the cameras hit. And they're all doing their best to try and find Quickie. And Quickie will take that kill on a Vexy and then shoot the body. Down on live count, down on bodies. Playing it close. We got Harden at the bottom of these stairs here, trying for the quick peek battle against them. Finding him as Quickie goes down. We now go 3-0 in the favor of PITT Raft. Well, are we going to see PITT Raft do a clean sweep of their defenses? A 6-0? I mean, you hit 3 in a row. Again, that sets you up for that perfect re-sweep going back the other way for the next 3. Oh, man. I'm very interested in this. And we see Naz going, ooh, some try-hate. I like it. Last set of bans coming in. The Ram and the Valk are both gone. Ladies and gentlemen, this game has been absolutely insane. Sorry, I'm reading the chat right now, and y'all got me dying. Y'all got me dying.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Reloading!
Then we got PITT in here. It's very rare that you see somebody and just rooting and cheering as much as this man has been. I'm liking it. Get the hype going. Get the hype trains out here. It's all fun. Now, with the current setups, we do see, again, coming up here to the top floor. But, oh, Easton gonna be playing down medical with the Legion. Ready to wreak some havoc behind. Ready to just be an utter annoyance. And I'm here for it. Your goal is just to pull a couple easy kills. Scarfs, though, the man to watch who's 7-0. I mean, I don't want to caster's curse him, but imagine he pulls like a 10-0. I think the most I've ever had was a 13-0 on stream. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Vizsla up with the Blitz Shield. Droning in. They do have Quickie outside that window. However, he is more concerned about trying to make sure he gets those Twitch drones in there doing their job. And here he comes, Vizsla making entry. Abolish up on his 6. Abolish the gun in hand. Vizsla's going at it. Gets the knockdown. There goes Vexy. However, Vizsla is taken down. Little Sack gets a gun. Scarf's finally picked off the board. I believe Abolish got that one. Dalton picked a 2K. Now down to 2v2. Aquino on Repel gets gunned down by Easton, who ran out. Abolish covering those main stairs. Walk up. God. And we see Easton now making the rotate around through storage side, knowing main stairs is not safe. Dalton in sight, holding close on. And there's Easton. Ooh, Abolish can see him. Knows where one's at. What will he pull here? There are still a couple of impacts in Dalton's pocket, but it doesn't matter, judging by HP. Easton getting out of there while he can. Dalton now has an angle to help out. Easton has his angle to hold. Abolish has some control over sight, but no diffuser. It's still outside. It died with his teammate. And Dalton does not actually have one. I thought he did. No, he's not quite close enough to it. A minute on round, it's going to be who can bait who into who. He wants Abolish to push him. As Abolish goes around, Dalton is waiting for him. A good bit of communication between Dalton and Easton there. And Dalton just holding it down, not getting over aggressive, not trying to run down and peek it. Just plays his position and waits for the swing. Sorry, I'm caught up in the chat. These dudes are going at it. It's hilarious. We do have a musty foot now in chat. What's up? What's up, bro? How's the Gambinos doing, huh?
Attackers
I want
need to
break from
locate and
ranked.
defuse bombs.
I think Vexy must be trolling now as he pulls out the Cav. Caviar is, I mean, she's such a troll pick, which is a darn shame because she is extremely good for the intel that she provides. However, her guns suck booty hole. Here's the hoping. We're going to pay some good attention to that Cav later on in this game, assuming he is still up. Scarf's finding his first death. So we just got to pull back and watch Dalton now, who is still without death, only 4 kills on his plate. But Aquino still without kills on his. Looks like they may be trying to put the confidence boost into Aquino, letting him be that lead entry, letting him push for first pick, and get active and in there. Like I said, CC is a team that will prop each other up on these types of plays. Even, hey man, just go run in, be stupid, get a pick, maybe 2. And as Abolish tries to go in and get active, Dalton will shut him down. Now we have Easton moving up as well to assist. The Fenrir gadgets are just being absolutely clutch. And Dalton just going to keep swinging like the young man that he is. Currently 5-0, trying to find something. Of slug lands into Vizsla's chest, but a headshot lands into Little Sack. A great bit of damage trade, however, we do not see the sentry walk away from it. All the plays just bouncing around down here in this basement. Vexy not really up in position. However, he is making the slow sneak around to Vizsla. But the phone call coming out will destroy that. Scarf's hitting that head tap onto Omizi. Easton will find Quickie. Vizsla trying to get something up above. Aquino playing close. However, Dalton is playing closer. Will Deathless find Killless? And who walks away there? I mean, statistically, Dalton Games wins that fight. However, Fate should find Aquino his first kill. As Aquino comes walking up, Dalton will get down. Vizsla goes down at the same time, though. Aquino now trapped in, pinned in, players all around him. Keep Dalton alive is what we shout. Easton will go down. Scarf's now holding. Here comes the swing. Dalton going up. Found by Aquino, who pulls 3 so far. Now it is down to Vexy, and Aquino hits a 4K to clutch that round up, giving himself not only his first, but his second, third, fourth kill this game, and all just to clutch the round. What a godsend there from CC. As I think PITT Wrath may be just a little bit overconfident in feeling themselves right now. I'm going to go and disable these timer commands right now.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
And we flip down now. What will we see PITT Wrath pull out of their basement defense this time? I mean, last round it all came down to Vexy throwing it with that calf pick. What the heck is going on in my chat? Why are we having an ego fest? Ladies and gentlemen, you're all booty. Quit egoing each other. I mean, I'm kidding. It's healthy for competition. This is what happens when you put a bunch of competitive spirits together, is they all just got egos to one another. It's honestly kind of fun. But when I'm sitting here trying to cast, I just want to sit here and read. Abolish and Aquino already making that entry point through warehouse. Stacked up together, a Zophie and an Ash are the two most common, or at least, well, way back in the days they used to be. With Quickie coming in and out of barrels. Looks like they're starting a hard execution over. Vizsla is upstairs with the Jackal, and he has got to be worried because Lil Sack is chilling the top blue stairs. And Dalton trying to find himself an early pick here. Aggressing out, just spraying some rounds. Aquino eating a little bit of damage. Vizsla poking, prodding the floors. But here comes Lil Sack now up on the room. Playing in behind. And Vizsla getting that pick down onto Scarfs. Scarf started this game hot. However, hasn't done much in these last couple of rounds. But you really can't fault him. He put a lot of energy into those starting ones. CC starting to make their executes over. Aquino found by Dalton. Dalton left at 1 HP after that gunfight. Not in the safest of positions. Swinging all around. Vizsla will find him. Vexy gets abolished. 3v3 as Easton picks up Omizi to a 3v2. However, Sticky Quickie is in. Easton taking Vizsla. Sticky Quickie putting him down, though. 2-1. Quickie has good positioning. However, Lil Sack is coming up behind. Easton is playing up and close. And little sack with the flank to go 5-1 in their defenses against CC on Lair. Now, I know this map is kind of said that it follows into the defense's favor, but this is nuts. Absolutely insane. Five 1 for Lair. We do see the Ace and the Clash bands coming out. We all know Clash is extremely annoying. Glad to see her get pulled off board. I like an Ace ban. He's a great operator. It's just, is he really worth always banning? With Maverick and Mira gone, expect the Hibana and the Thermites. Ladies and gentlemen, this is shaping up to be an absolutely insane round. Or, well, actually insane map. If CC is able to pick their defenses up and slam PITT Wrath around how they want, this game may get competitive here. However, PITT Wrath, they're looking absolutely stellar. On fire, if you will. Pulling 5 out of 6. Taking the momentum off of winning that last round. Their attacks could be devastating. However, CC, a team that tends to not be mental chalked, may just be so. Let's look at the match chat real quick. And it is just PITT Wrath saying you guys suck. And XMAP is going at Vizsla in the main chat. Oh my. I'm sorry, this is just hilarious to me. Enemy detected outside. I believe that was Amizi with a run out. Just runs straight into Easton, feeding a kill there to the Ash. And Lil Sack stacking up with Vexy. Trades a ton of damage over onto Vizsla. Vizsla taken down. I'm not even sure what from. I believe it may have been a Twitch drone. And here comes the grenade. Straight in. Down will go Vizsla. Vexy getting a nice free easy kill there now. 3v3. I was just about to say 4v4, but Sticky Quickie there. A little bit better with the DMR in hand. We'll take him down. And they're just top firing each other. Abolish now, very, very concerned. TCSG in hand, trying to hit this quick peek now up against Scarfs. And it's all going to come down to who wins this next pick, I think. These two teams are just duking it. But here comes the Blackbeard now. Up in to try and face off against Quickie. Abolish now stacking himself up with Aquino. And it is now all defense to one another. A minute left in the round. In comes Vexy for the bathroom plays. Dalton still holding storage hall. Scarf's droning in. Vexy has got to be the one to get in there, take their attention, make some plays, and just be an annoyance to this defending team. And a great C4 from Aquino. Just not landing it close enough. Quickie still holding R6 room, playing close. Finds the swing there onto Scarfs, up to a 3K this round. And there will go Aquino to find Vexy. Now Dalton left into his 1v3. Quickie will go down. Dalton finds that one. Just looking away as Abolish swings out around the corner, putting it now 2-5. CC looked pretty good on that round. It was a little bit of a botched attack there. However, this is their defensive half, so they may just be locked in quite enough to drag this one out till the end.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I think everybody's too busy looking at their phones right now. And let's see what they're prepping now. It is a downstairs hold. They have Vizsla once again now onto the scope post, going to be playing for this room. Hopefully he's able to stay alive long enough to make something out of it. But he has struggled a little bit with his life so far this map. We do see Omizi now coming out here with the Vigil now. Crypto is a stellar player. That Vigil in his hands makes him that much better. It looks like it's going to be a double spawn peak between Aquino and Crypto. If these two are able to stack up and pull a good kill out of here, things could go their way. As Vizsla is also setting himself up for a spawn peak. These attackers just don't care all that much. But there's Omizi with a sprint out on the Dalton, getting rid of one of their lead players for the map. Not only that, though, they now lose all of that sort of, flank denial as Gridlock is down. Easton moving up, pulling towards Omizi. Impact out. Crypto finds another one. 2 up on him. 2 up for the map, or for the round. And the Bravo. Vexy just down here doing his thing. Little Sack moving up. They've got Scarfs down there with them. It looks like they may be attempting to direct push to site. Let these roamers have what they want. If we have sight, that's all that matters. And the Thermite Breach coming open in the missile room. Vexy stacked up with Scarfs. Scarfs moving forward. Gonna be trying to see what he can find. And here's what's so great about hacking those things. Vizsla, finding a pick there on the Little Sack. But as I was saying, here's what's so great about hacking these Rooney gates. Just peek as you want. The only issue is now as you get close, they will deactivate. They know the swing is coming. We see Vexy go down now. Scarfs playing alive. Abolish going to be taken down as he sprints through the gate, and Aquino following it up to give CC a flawless defensive round. Holy crap, chat, you guys are active over here tonight.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
We do see Vizsla now pulling out once again the Scopos to see what he can make happen here. That last round, Scopos treated him very well, leading up to a good kill, denying Little Sack and opening up at least some pressure for his team. I want to say that could have been what gave CC that round. They are on that verge now of driving a comeback. However, the only issue is they have a massive deficit to make up. I mean, if they can do flawless, this game ends right here. But that's assuming they can go flawless for their defenses. However, we have seen a little bit of struggle coming from the side of PITT Wrath's attacks. And again, another spawn peek from Vizsla. What are you doing? Omizi also going for one. Instead, he just eats a ton of damage. And Vizsla's still just waiting. Waiting. Chilling. Let's see what CC can make out of this defense here. Smart play by Aquino, stealing that drone, robbing it from him just a little bit. And there's a pick from Vexy onto Omizi to shut him down. Walls are coming open. There are flashbangs entering absolutely everywhere. These attackers are trying to make a hard push in for sight. The defenders kind of all spread around up here. It looks like they may be attempting more of a vertical style hold than what we were expecting. But that is where Siege comes into play. I mean, this whole game is just vertical holds, right? Little sack taken down by Abolish. Once again now, the lion scan is coming. These defenders locking their heels in place. Aquino finding scarfs though. And they now also have Diffuser laid down and pinged from up above. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm running out of Beth to cast this one. Lion scan once again. Vexy eats a ton of damage. They really have no play to go forward on this, as CC has pretty much stalled all their momentum. Easton tries to make a sprint in, a suicide play. Aquino goes for a wild swing onto Dalton, and not able to land it, but Dalton picks it up. Thankfully, Quickie is there to refrag, taking Vexy out, evening life count back to what it was before. Advantage to them. Defenders winning as CC shuts him down. 3 in a row. CC is starting to clean house, I think. These dudes are beefing each other. And there's the tack timeout now from Pit Wrath. After losing quite a few of them, not a bad idea. I honestly don't blame them. The only thing you can really go over in this timeout is just trying to figure out some of the plays that happen. Trying to figure out what went wrong, what failed the team there, and maybe make something good come from it. I mean, we do see, you know, Scarf's still on fire up there, but they just haven't been getting the kills. I mean, Scarf's hasn't got a kill in, I think, 4 rounds, maybe 5 rounds now. That is a genuine bad stat line looking at it. I mean, he's still 9-6. He just hasn't been that effective tool that he was. And then we've seen everybody on CC start picking up, you know, all heating up at once, looking really good with some of their executes. They're starting to pull this game back, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes from here. Quite interesting. I was hoping to see some good plays. These teams keep gunning out the way they've been. You know, good shots all around. We'll see what happens. I see Zenoki saying lock it back in, Pit. I couldn't be inclined to agree more. CC looks like they may still be using that tack time out to finish doing whatever house chores they have to do. Pit Wrath, it was a good call of a timeout from them. Maybe breaks momentum, but definitely gives you the moment to say, hey, what are we doing wrong? I mean, it's not a bad play either. Sit down, talk about it, think about it, fix a couple of mistakes, and he makes some good plays. In that ban phase, we did see Thermite and Kaid go off board. Not super major, however, that Kaid has been pretty well abused. And Thermite's just always good. But Omizi with that opening pick there, knock is down. This is the type of comeback I was talking about, you know. This is what you tend to see a lot of the times out of a team like CC. They go down on rounds almost on purpose, you think. And then out of nowhere, they drag it back from nothing and start pulling out some just ungodly swings. Do or die, there is simply nobody better than this team. Aquino now holding up on close, saying, hey, nice Grim Bees, loser. Here, hold these bullets. And just swings. Even as Scarf's right there. As Vexy's right there. I mean, the bees are just all over this man. They're getting full live pings for him. And he just doesn't care. Vizsla eating a ton of damage. I mean, he still has that other drone he can drop off to. That will be what he does. HP now back into the favor of Vizsla. Dalton trying to make his play forward. PITT knows that this is a round that they've got to win. As a phone call comes out, it's going to be an utter annoyance to these defenders. But they really don't execute that well off of it.
Go on, ready.
But Omizi, a little bit of damage to land onto him. He's trying to make that play forward onto where Dalton is playing. But Dalton finds the pick. However, Quickie is there to take Vexy down. The double wall's about to come open because of the can openers. However, Quickie still has a bunch of charges in hand. Lands the headshot there onto Little Sack. Just a quick peek battle between the two. And once those charges wear off, Dalton is chilling, waiting, prepping to go through. Wall's coming open, but Quickie, the DM Warrior, up to a 3K. And now Scarfs into the 1v4. I mean, I think this might be the comeback of CC, ladies and gentlemen. They have the momentum. It is in their side. It does not look like it's going to shift. And a swing from Scarfs to find Quickie. Almost finding a bullish, but the slug lands him to the teeth. What the heck am I reading in my chat? You guys are freaks. What the heck?
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Alright, now for this defense for the basement. I mean, CC's looked pretty flawless so far. 2 more closes it out. However, if PITT is at least able to pull 1, we can maybe move on to some OT. However, look at the way CC have decided to start playing the rest of this game. I think they want this map. I think they want to win this night. They want to keep those playoff dreams alive. They want to make that finals push. I don't personally blame them. Vizsla, once again, dear God. This is like his 8th or 9th spawn peak. I'm just gonna, let's just sit back and watch. Dog, they're just chilling, waiting, trying to hit these spawn peaks. So far, I mean, kind of unsuccessful. We did see Omizi pick himself up a good one earlier on. Abolish is droned out. If we flip to the side of PITT, Dalton is now locking it in with that Monty, making the push forward. That tells me PITT at least wants to make the attempt for overtime. Cards, why in the world is PITT game putting up finals views? Sir, this isn't finals views. This is a normal forecast. Finals is usually like 60 to 80. Sticky Quickie eating a little bit of damage now. Vexy has got to get in there and make some of these picks. He hasn't been as hot as he was all game. A little sack too. I mean, this is a PITT team that just looks like they cooled off after expecting to win that last map. And as I'm saying it, Sticky Quickie will get picked, but Abolish is right there, shutting Little Stack down with the C4. And Abolish now trying to find any angle he can, the shotgun in hand, slugging her around, not finding anything. Omizi still holding upstairs. Gonna sprint down straight through the bees into a Nomad. That should turn some attention, but right now it doesn't look like it really will. Easton will go down to Vizsla. Scarf's worried now about everybody all around him. And Dalton is still just on here as the Monty. The push has stalled yet again. They're not finding much footing to go forward. Omizi has the vertical control. Just waiting for Monty to drop that shield. If they even get an impact into him, he may just die right here. Smoke grenades deployed, and there's Scarfs with an absolute pixel onto Abolish. And Scarf's now continuing to move up and in and forward. Ripping rounds straight over Aquino, right into him. Monty now aggressing forward towards Vizsla, finding him. Dalton getting that pick. It is now down to Omizi upstairs. 1v2 situation. Diffuser's being planted by the Monty. Not able to hit him. Thankfully, the Monty gets that plant off because Crypto just found his foot angle. Now it's a 1v2. With 25 seconds left, Crypto does not have a whole lot in his arsenal here. Out of impacts, and really not a whole lot here to gain. Scarf's playing it rather passive, just kind of chillaxing back, letting Dalton be the camera that he is. And Omizi goes up for the pick, but Scarfs is there to shut him down as Pit Wrath goes 6-5 for the first time in a while. They find themselves a round victory, finally putting an edge back up over CC. CC, who was looking just so hot those last couple of rounds. We'll see what happens. What the heck is going on in my chat? Hey, Hockey Maker, thanks for the follow. Dang, we are pushing close to 700.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as
For
they
what
can.
could very well be the last round here. The setup is coming. Pit Wrath, you know, winning that last round out. Not a super extraordinary fashion, but they did pull up pretty well. This is a game the Gambinos would have enjoyed. I'm telling you right now, the Gambinos would have loved it. But it's a good setup all around from everybody. I'm just wondering now what CC can pull out of their bag of tricks to try and maybe put this game back into a winnable position for them. They win this one, we go into OT. However, the way that we've seen Pit Wrath playing, I mean, their attacks definitely have been sloppy for this game. But if the numbers game plays true, we could see Pit Wrath walk away with a match here. Vizsla and Vexy trading round to round. Just a little love tap from each of them. You know, Omizi still just hunting for a spawn peek, huh? No cards. This is not one of my top ones. My top one, I think, averaged like 110. But yeah, this will be. This is decent. This is pretty normal for what we've been getting on PC. With the execute now starting to come forward from Pit Wrath. They want to end this game out and they want to end it out quick. Lil Sack setting up to deny the flank plays. They want to start trying to take open this wall. That's the soft wall cleared for Lil Sack to go in, aggress himself through the locker side. However, Abolish is there, and he has something to say about all this swinging and peeking going on. Him and Aquino. Aquino now tucking up extremely close. Taken down on a ballsy play by Easton. Omizi going down as well. Life count now fully in the favor of Pit Wrath. It'll be interesting to see. And there's the C4 cooked for Abolish. Praying for this Monty to make a stupid play. Dalton eats a lot of damage, but not enough to take him down. They're still stacked up, slowed down now due to all this utility here. It's like running into a brick wall. And there's a bullish to take Easton out. Tap, tap, out for the night. Now, how is this game gonna go? I mean, they've got a minute left to play, and Vexy hitting a quick pick there onto Sticky Quickie. However, as Little Sack tries to get aggressive, a bullish still holding back on his 6. Vizsla will go down to Vexy. And as Scarf goes for the walk-up, a bullish hits the 3K. He's got to hit an ace to win this round out. With 35 seconds left, Diffuser going to be planted now by the Monty. That's a 4K. 5 of them as a bullish pulls an ace to tie the game up. We're going at OT for the map point. Off of an ace from one of CC's best players. Arguably the best player in the competitive scene. This man is just getting it done tonight. What a round there. A bullish picking it back up to form. I think he's just looking to drop himself another 20 bomb. Oh, dear God. Alright, let's go look at the Twitch chat. What are these guys yapping about? Just a whole lot of yapping, huh?
Many bombs as they can.
Chat, you guys are still just yapping? I'm glad the egos are so high. Crypto bringing himself back now onto the Vigil. I mean, if stats dictate true, CC wins out tonight. They get the double defense if this goes full OT. However, we could see a magical attacking round pick from either of these teams, and that could shift the whole way this night plays out. I'm just, so surprised. Look at Crypto. In an all-deciding round, again, I stressed it on the last game, but now I'm stressing it again here. But I mean, just go for spawn peaks on map point. For, you know, punching your ticket to be one step closer to finals. This puts you into semis, I believe. Bro, just gonna keep doing it. I don't hate it. I like the idea. Go for another one. Let's just see what else he can do now, though. Easton is sneaking his way through bunks. We got Omeezy, Mr. Crypto, still just down in labs on the roam, being aggressive, being annoying. And I mean, what can a bullish pull out of this is the question. That Twitch drone. Oh, Aquino's gotta be furious, right? Aquino's gotta be furious. He lost some of his bandit charges. He's now just begging Quickie, hey man, please keep the wall froze. I can get over and deny at least half of it. Gets the charge set back up. Loses it yet again. And somehow does manage to get a bandit trick off. I mean, that right there has got to be a highlight clip, right? You don't see a bandit really ever run away, go pick a charge back up, bring it back over, set it up, and play it. As Vexy attempts to now get the rest of the wall open, impacts are going to deny that. Omeezy playing down below, very, very focused on the vertical around him, with Bullish finding Dalton with the TCSG. But Easton is now up in behind Crypto. Shots trading, but Crypto taps the head and then shoots the body. As we now move 2-5 in the favor of CC. A swing from Scarfs onto Vizsla instead results in Scarfs eating a ton of damage. And there goes Vizsla taking off board. Quickie with the DMR to swing him down, shut him down. Vexy found below from Omeezy. CC want to take this one home. I'm pretty sure CC are planning to win this next attack. That's just the way this game's shaping up. CC wins this, right? I mean, I'm rooting for Pit Wrath at this point because I want to see the underdogs win a little bit. But you just can't because CC is just going absolutely insane. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know. I've never been this confused at a game that wasn't a grand finals.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We now see the setup of Pit Wrath. I mean, their defenses look absolutely stupendous. So it's going to be a matter of how they choose to set this up. This may be more entertaining than a grand finals. This is map 3 OT, baby. Map 3 OT. We're just going all the way this game. And there is X-Map just ripping into Vizsla yet again. Abolish, still on track. Could find himself a 20 bomb for the second map in a row. He is 16 and 7. 167. But you know, he wants to hit that 20. There's nothing better in the game than a clean, crisp 20 bomb. 4 kills. That just means you gotta see Vizsla pick one up or Aquino pick one up and make this a game. Well, for the ages, really. Quickie going in, getting wall with Aquino. But the 2-brow. Just annoying enough to stop any sort of forward momentum. Vexy holding extremely aggressive with that TCSG, trying to move up, move forward. It is Abolish who he's going to be swinging, though. And Abolish, not a gun to play with. Here's the phone call. Goes in, lays a ton of damage, and finds the pick as Vexy gets slammed down. That was just a matter of you almost gotta watch that one. You don't even want to hear me talk. And the setup now coming in for the plant. Scarfs is blind. C4 out. Finds one on the Quickie. However, Dalton, Vexy down, Amizi down. Harden just going absolutely insane. Finding absolutely everybody and their brother. And Little Sack getting Aquino. We're going all the way, Dez, to full OT. The play across with a DMR, taking Skybridge back for their control. That right there is what won Pit Wrath that round. We now go to 8. Oh, last round, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it all comes down to. This is the very end. To all of you who are coming out here to watch this. Oh. I thank you all. You guys are the reason we're here. The community is just such a driving factor to, you know, how, I mean, it's a driving factor to the teams, to the leagues, to the production staff, everybody in between. The community is what matters here. Shady, can I have modded time spaz?
Attackers need to locate bombs.
If you give me $10, I'll do it. I think Vizsla is still typing back to X-Map as he's standing here AFK for the prep of the round. Now, statistically speaking, this is the game for CC. However, you know, excuse me, Pit Wrath can pull an upset out of nowhere. I mean, they've taken, you know, CC for an absolute adventure. Well, through all these maps. Jesus, Crypto. Why? Why, Crypto? Why? Please, somebody first pick this man. He can't get getting away with this. Like, why do you let him? Oh, dear goodness. And there's the run out from Crypto. Taking down Dalton. Monty pulled off board. Now, uh-oh. Things are not looking too hot. Did my controller just disconnect? Oh my god, it did. Crypto cam for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto cam for a minute. Alright, we are back in. They do still have Vexy up, on board, shield in hand. And he is able to maybe find himself some good plays. But as the damage goes out, Vexy eats a little bit of bullets. Vizsla just now fired off, but it only lasts for maybe 2 seconds. He's now coming back in. He wants the chow. He wants the reswing. Those pipes are almost better off just shot and left rather than blown. And Vexy now moving forward onto Vizsla. Looks like Blitz may want this kill. And the bait matters as Vexy gets the headshot. Well, I guess that was a bunch of bodies. It should have been a heady, though. Taking him down. The Ram coming in, getting rid of that shield now. Clears it out for the downstairs plays. But a C4 up from Aquino. Not able to land or find anybody. This is a downstairs hold, but with a vertical extension. And Easton is looking. Vexy finding Omizi. The shields matter. 4v3 now. CC is down on live count. They're very concerned about the Ram drones. Quickie still stacked up with Abolish, but Aquino on his lonesome has a blitz making a fast forward play to him. And the rest of this attacking Pit Wrath team is worried about up above. But there's Vexy for the 3K to shut him down now. 1v1 against a blitz in sight. Abolish C4 out. Takes a ton of damage there. Loses his C4. Sticky's able to find Easton. Abolish is down from Little Sack. It's now down to Quickie. 1v3. The Ram, or no, that is not a Ram. That is your Twitch walking up on him. Twitch does have the diffuser in hand, so he's got to go. Maybe get this plant started, as there is only 15 seconds left. Pistol ear up through the floor. Quickie left at 1, but the blitz will go down. 1v2 situation. Quickie still up, still with the DMR. Has the live pings, has the vertical, but has no time left now. 40 seconds on his clock. Count that down to about 30, because you need at least 7 to defuse. No time left. All is coming into clutch here. 1 HP in the dream. DMR gonna sing, but there is really nobody around. He is checking every angle. He doesn't have the HP to let them swing him and then try and hit the rebound off. He has just got to find him first. And they are all now holding tight angles to him. Sack taking a ton of damage. Scarf spraying for the kill. Sack is still up as there's only 9 seconds left. This one is over. Pit Wrath goes forward and CC checks out as Little Sack picks the kill up, getting traded to Quickie. GG's to everybody involved in a stellar performance from Pit Wrath as they now move up one more into, I believe, semifinals. I'm not sure who they're going to play against when they get there, but that was an absolute insane stat line from both of these teams. Pit Wrath putting in some work right there. I mean, holy crap. To beat CC is just, it's not easy. They managed to do it. They move up now through the bracket a little bit further. Their next map, it would be against either the Black Hole or Wild Boys teams. Let me go pull up the actual bracket. It's either going to be the old Obey team, who is now known as Wild Boys, or BH Nebula for the semifinals on this side of the bracket. It looks like it will be... yeah. It's going to be either BH Nebula or Wild Boys. Let me just see if they played the game yet. D1 score submissions. Wild Boys destroyed Nebula 2-0. Pit Wrath are champions moving forward. Let's see if they're able to be the people's choice and make that grand finals push. Beat out Wild Boys. That's what the whole community, I think, at this point is rooting for, right? We like an underdog. We love an underdog story. So I'm going to shout out a huge thank you to everybody who came out, watched the stream tonight. I think I'm going to end it here. Thanks SXL. This is one heck of a season so far. I mean, the upsets alone are just insane. We're going to end this stream, and we'll see you guys all for the next set of playoffs.
This is PITT music.